niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater, and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it.
What it do, baby? Realest podcast server. We back up in this thing. I am your host, Chad Fain.
I'm the hostess with the mostest. Matt Kane.
Big Dan's here.
Dan is here.
Dan Mitchell is here. Dan Mitchell with a job is here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Dan with a job.
Me either. I called out today. Day two.
Day two. I said, yo, can we record you? I'm calling out.
Yeah, I ain't really messing with that job.
Yeah. That's really how it be with jobs, where it's just like...
At this point, jobs are like work optional. Like, you can work or you can not work. Your job is secure, though, because we don't have nobody to fill your position.
Yo, we went to Panda... What's it called?
Panda Express.
Panda Express. It was 4 people working the whole pan. I'm talking about clean up, grease deployment. Like, it was 4 people working in the whole Panda Express.
It was pretty wicked.
Line out the door. And I'm just like, damn, yo, like, working nowadays is just... Everywhere's understaffed. It's pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Pretty bad.
It sucks, man. Hashtag pray for the workforce.
Oh, yeah.
We back up in this thing, man. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. The YouTube audience has grown exponentially in the last 60 days, man. We appreciate y'all. Watch time is on point. Y'all sharing a lot of the content, liking, engaging with the content. Shout out to that. I was just telling Matt the other day, like, our YouTube audience is literally like not necessarily our listening audience and like vice versa. So we're creating this kind of like cool dynamic where it's like different people from all these different places that are, engaging in the content and, helping to grow this thing, man. And I think we got a unique opportunity the next 6 months to really like just kind of like hammer home the digital content piece. And I think, I think everything going to be all right, man. I think we're going to be able to do exactly whatever the hell it is that we want to do in regards to this show. You know what I mean? Got an announcement coming up soon, 6th anniversary show for January. We're going to be tidying that up this week. Hopefully I can get an announcement out by Monday, Tuesday next week in regards to that. Sponsorship opportunities. We're going to have a bunch of different sponsorship opportunities for that show, which include on-air promotion, tickets, a bunch of different stuff. So any businesses out there that's potentially interested in being a presenting line sponsor or just, throwing your logo on the flyer, et cetera, for sponsorship for that event, hit me up, let me know. Y'all can bang the email, officialtrpe@gmail.com. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Patreon.
Oh, yes.
It's beginning of the month. Patreon is refreshing right now. We got a whole new content for y'all. Right now on our VIP tier, we're doing 10 shows a month on Patreon, plus additional content, resources, life hacks.
I will say this about like our top tier. They eat up all the content. Like literally, it's like you would think if we're doing 10 episodes on Patreon, and Patreon, we really dive into a lot of different topics. Yeah. You're doing 10 episodes on Patreon, then another 3 to 4 on this joint. It's like you got like 30 hours of content, and motherfuckers literally it dropped, and they be hitting us like, yo, where the next joint?
Yeah.
Now I ran through these joints. Y'all was killing it.
Right.
Y'all was talking some real shit.
Yeah.
Where the other joints at though? Right. And it's just like, nigga, I'm drinking tea. Right. I've been talking for the last 2 days, 5 hours a day.
Horse.
Like a horse. Like I'm a horse. Real shit. Shout out Ma. I was talking to him yesterday. He just like, yo, like the fact that y'all can just go and just do content and have these discussions about, I was wrong with you over there. Yeah.
Emphysema.
Yeah. The hookah, what they call it? Hookah runner over there. You know what I'm saying? Hookah corner boy. Fucking. But just the fact that we can do so many different, content fields where it's like we can really do a show about anything, and we've done it. We've had all kinds of conversations, and people just they gravitate towards it and eat it up. So shout out to y'all, man, for fucking with us every month on Patreon. If you're not on there, patreon.com/officialtrpe. Yeah. Go to officialtrpe.com. You'll see all the links. I'm pretty sure it's in your bio. It's in my bio. Get on board. You know what I'm saying? When we drop the tickets for everything, they get first dibs. We got a huge show we're talking about doing for January. Yeah. So keep it a buck with y'all. It's 550 people on the Patreon, so it's like, yo, they haul off and
buy all the tickets.
Hey,
No. And something unique that we doing. Two new unique things that we're gonna be doing. One, we're gonna be expanding our content that we're doing on this main feed every week. Our goal now is to put out 2 shows a week. So y'all gonna start see the times on these shows start to skim back a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So instead of like 2.5 hours and all that shit, maybe an hour and 30, hour 25, stuff like that. But we're going to be putting out more additional shows, bringing y'all more interviews, more conversations with different people, and just expanding that. So basically, those shows are going to basically go from 1 a week to 2 a week is the goal going forward. And then also, as far as like this live show that we're doing, we're making this show all encompassing to where literally people of casual fans to the super duper diehards and everybody in between, there's going to be a ticket that's going to be priced appropriately for you. To where it's not all VIP or it's not all GA. It's basically going to be to where it's like, you want to be VIP, you be VIP. You get additional perks, you get additional take home, different things like that you get for buying your VIP tickets. Will be a limited number of those. You want reserved seating? We got reserved seating where you ain't got to be VIP, but you still get a reserved seat in the first few rows, blah, blah, blah. And then we got general admission, which is going to be the remaining seats, the mezzanine in this venue, bar area, standing room, blah, 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 as far as for general admission. But literally, there's not a bad seat in the house. This is going to be probably our biggest show that we've done to date as far as the mass amount of people that we're
bringing confetti.
Yeah, it's confetti, CO2 cannons, the whole nine. We're gonna have Billboard promo rolling out. It's gonna be E-Blast rolling out from all the different top promoters in the city. Like, we're really going hard and going in to kind of like stake our claim with this show, because we did take the decision to take off the whole fourth quarter of doing shows in order to produce this one in such a manner to where everybody leaves and it's like, holy shit, like that's the show.
Like they on some more other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We got to keep elevating. You know what I mean? So that's that. So that's probably the main 2 major changes and announcements, things that's coming up.
That's something we forget about in like life, is to keep elevating.
We have
like
to.
keep moving and going on, like not getting complacent. And we guilty of it. We've had those conversations amongst each other and shit. Like just the I don't feel like doing nothing this week, or you know what I'm saying?
Gotta
or,
do it.
Yeah. That's a real thing. How are you feeling?
I'm all right, man. I'm up and down. Life is kicking my ass this week.
Yo, can we do this before we get into our like rundown? Is it just me, or has like life been kicking everybody's ass the last like 180 days? I'm gonna say going back to like April. Is anybody else aware of that? Like, life is just, it's become extremely like tense and tight, and nothing from neither one of y'all.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm dealing with a situation right now on my text message. Like,
I thought it was more dialogue coming.
yeah, I was waiting on the soliloquy.
Yeah, I was waiting.
But just in general, I'm just like, yo, everybody I seem to like talk to, everybody I seem to come in contact with, everybody who I just know, it just, everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, the Gatorade, what is it? The Metrograde, Metro.
Oh, radio.
Whatever the fuck. Retroactive?
Mercury retrograde.
Mercury
That's it.
retrograde.
Yeah, I think
You
that's
sure?
it. I'm positive.
Retrograde.
Mercury retrograde.
So what's meteor grade? Is anything like
No,
that?
you made that up.
Okay, so it's Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
It probably look like meteor grade.
Okay. Well, that thing, that whole thing, apparently came through, and something with one of the houses in the sun, or
It came through and crushed the buildings.
yeah, kicked the buildings clean the fuck over. And I was talking to somebody the other day. She was like, voiced on me on Instagram. She was like, and the retrograde thing is over, but it's like you could still feel the lasting effect. I'm like, I don't know if it's just retrograde, or just poverty,
Or if Metro Boomin wants some more.
Yeah.
I think it's POA grade.
Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but like everybody I talk to is just like at wit's end. It feels like everybody is literally a second away from a complete mental breakdown. And I'm like, how did we get here, yo? Like, it's fucking nuts when you really, really think about it.
I mean, I think that you have a number of different factors that are kind of like in a gumbo at this point of like, economic disparity that's going on right now. Gas has gone down dramatically. Shout out Byron and whatever powers that be that get credit for that, OPEC and all of them. But everything else is still high as shit. And the stuff that you want and need is all in like limited supply. And
he was talking about mayonnaise.
$10
Mayonnaise $10.
That's insane.
Insanity. Yeah. You gotta steal that.
Oh, I did.
Right, yeah, you gotta take it. Yeah. You gotta get that purse over there, like real shit. Like, yo, I was in the market the other day and I'm just looking at like, them little breakfast wraps from Jimmy Dean Jones, they $10.49 a box. I remember them Jones was $4.99. Like, how are they more than double what the fuck they used to be? Like, everything is out.
$5.
Dog, everything is outrageous right now. And I'm just like, we can't possibly sustain this where everybody's on edge and everybody's uptight and literally, I talk to a lot of people. I'm talking about even motherfuckers that's doing all right. Is like, man, this shit getting crazy around here. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on.
Yeah, because it's like if you normally, go. We talked about it before. It's like if you normally go to the grocery store, you spend $200 and you get a month worth of groceries, 3 weeks worth of groceries, and now you go to the grocery store 3 times a week trying to cut it down. Like, all right, I'm gonna just go
get
more. I'm gonna get enough. I'm gonna keep it fresh. Get enough of what I need. But it's $1.20 every time you go.
Have you gone into Wegmans recently?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Oh my God. I went into Wegmans the other day. I'm at the self-checkout. I'm scanning shit, and I'm realizing like there ain't no bags up this month. I'm like, yo, where are all the bags at? She's like, oh, we're done with plastic bags. We sell the paper bags now for 10 cents. I'm like, I'll put all this shit back. Like,
you'll sell nothing to me.
Like, you'll sell nothing as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know if you know, it's a giant right down the road here, a mile and a half away.
Dog. People, like, companies are just doing shit right now to be doing it.
Yeah, they just finding any type of unique ways to cut costs, and it's usually some form of fuck you to the customer. Like, it's like, yo, you need this shit, so it's like, we might as well just charge you. You know what I'm saying? I was in Wawa the other day in my neighborhood, and it's like I bought 4 waters, Waikiki waters. They was on sale, 2 for $3.50, 700 milliliters. I get the waters, whatever. He ring me up, $7. All right, bet. And I'm like, how much the bags? 35 cents. Fuck. All right, give me a bag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to make use of this bag. I had a shirt for Dunbar the other night. Brought it to Wawa bag.
Them little red Wawa bags have become the new net bag from the late 90s. That's what they is. Like, everybody got one of them bags laying the fuck around. Or 50 of them. Yeah. That shit is the truth. But yeah, like, I've never seen anything like it. Everybody. I'm talking about in every field. Medical field, law, fucking sports and entertainment, fucking this, like everything.
Stock market is in shambles.
Dog.
I just cashed out my last little $2,100 out of the stock market, cut my margin off and all that shit. I'm just like, yo, I'm done. Like, it's a such thing as like they say, take the money and run. I'm taking what's left and running. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that $2,100 technically should probably be about $6,000. I don't even care. Just give me the 21. Because if I leave a 21 in here between the margin, the daily margin maintenance costs, because y'all didn't raise the fucking the interest rates up, the prime rate that went up 3 times in a row.
Yep.
So it's like it went up 2.25 points over the last 3 months. For those of you that don't know, the fucking Fed decided, we're going to raise interest rates in order to cut some of this inflation. So if y'all have peeped, like the savings interest rate has gone up 1/4 point every time they announce that the interest rate has gone up 0.75 points or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm up 3/4 point in order to borrow money, but you're going to give me an extra 25 percentage points to save money, or whatever the case may be. So through this whole fucking process, we went from 6 months ago, cash is trash, to now cash is king again. To where if you got any form of cash, you winning, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the cost of of borrowing a dollar is so fucking high. You got car leases that were at literally during the pandemic, you talking about 0.99% interest, 1.09% interest and stuff like that, 7.74% interest on a lease.
Shit, I remember we went to Maserati and they was like, yo, take the Ghibli today. We'll use 0.6 interest on it. We thought about the shit. Like,
I don't even want this motherfucker.
Right, but it's like, it's nothing. You know, it's literally.
The money factor is nothing.
Yeah. My man just went and leased he got the Range Rover Velar for his wife. And
real nice.
Yeah, and that John, he said he tier 1 interest on that John 5.4. I'm like, damn.
On a tier 1.
Yeah.
My fucking BMW is at was pre-owned I bought it July 2021. I got it at a 4.9, not even a 4.99, a 4.9 flat interest rate. Today, trying to do that same car, you looking at with the same tier 1 credit and all of that shit, 9.9% because it's a pre-owned car. Mm-hmm. And I bought the car under market, like $5,300 or whatever, under market value compared to where everybody
I remember
else
when you
had
got
it.
I was like damn, like that was a sweet deal. I want to say it was under like 60 and shit. Yeah. Crazy.
And I put no money down. My car note is like is $1,002 a month, $1,002.95 or something like that. That same type of car, same setup, whatever. You wanted to buy it today. Say if you was buying a 22 with 7,000 miles on it, all things being considered, that same John, you'll be paying closer to like with 500 down, which I put, you be putting like 1,800.
I was gonna say like 17.
Yeah, 1,800 a month for the same everything. I was telling Dan recently, I'm like, yo, I'm damn near ready to fucking sell the car, but the problem is I gotta replace the car. I gotta find something else that's gonna be at a higher rate.
Seriously.
I'm be driving a Kia, but shit, I can't even say that because my dad work at Kia. Shout out my pop, Stacy, work at Springfield Kia. Y'all need a car, go holler at them. But they fucking doing $5,000 markup across the board on everything that they roll out, brand new.
I believe it. I can seriously believe it.
Like this shit rough, man.
Yeah, it's we in a tight joint. You know what I'm saying? Bad way. You know.
Even like my Honda, I ordered my Honda in April. Like the second week of April, I went in there on a whim or whatever, looking for an Accord or a Civic. They was like, we don't have no cars right now. I don't know if you've seen it. I say, walk the lot. Ain't nothing out there. They're like, we got some used shit. I know you don't want that. Yeah. We got some cars coming in, whatever. They showed me the whole inventory sheet of what was coming in. They like 2 to 3 weeks, any of these be here. You can pick whichever fucking one you want. They put me in the system. Oh, you had a Honda before. You pre-approved. Boom, boom, boom. Swipe your car at $2,000. Have a nice day. See you later. You know what I'm saying? I showed up a couple weeks later. My car arrived. 2022 Civic Sport, whatever. I'm paying, I think, $464 a month. I put $2,000 down. Today, that same car, so you're talking about 6 months later, that same car, you talking closer to like $625 a month for the same car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mind blowing.
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing.
Because we thinking like it's going to get better. It was supposed to get better. It ain't getting better.
Because the feds, you know, they just did everybody in. But like, if the interest shit didn't move, maybe. Yeah, nobody saw the interest movement the way that it was. Like I said, you gained 2.25 points over the last 3 months. And when they meet again this month, they might be like, we ain't taxing them hard enough.
You can do another half a point.
Yeah. But it ain't even the money aspect. It's just like life. Like everybody's dealing with people passing away. You know, people are we just bursting at the seams when it comes to like emotional stability. We're just falling the fuck apart left and right. So I pray that everybody can figure out a way to get out of whatever they're going through and just, you know, be able to like hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers, somebody tried to rob the police and fire today.
Yes.
The bank.
I don't know if y'all know.
Like, and what I think it is because they doing construction, so you can't see the sign. Yeah. I guess the nigga just thought it's a bank.
I know that's a bank. Niggas be in and out of there all day. It's an easy one.
Yeah. Not realizing that's the police bank.
Yes.
So,
it's literally officers in and out all day.
All day. They just in there.
So whether they need security or not, it's automatic security because it's all police officers and fire department people and shit like that. Firefighters tend to be pretty brolic.
Yeah. Shit is wild, man.
Yeah, so it's like, so whatever y'all are normally doing, so it's like if you cheating every Wednesday from like 6 to 10, go get a job and work them 4 hours instead of cheating every Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting pretty ridiculous.
We gotta be out here picking up whatever bags we can. This shit rough.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. I had a birthday this week.
Yes, you did.
Thank you. I'm 38. I don't feel any different. But, you know, I'm 38 now. I do want to give a shout out to like just y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody around. Like birthdays for me were always, I'm gonna be honest, my mom was the one person in my life who like when it was my birthday, she was like decorating the house, putting up the streamers and seriously the happy birthday sign. She'd go get the cake and get me whatever the fuck gifts I wanted, whether it be the Barry Sanders or a pair of Jordans or the video game or whatever. And, you know, my mom passed away in 2002. So, you know, I remember that first birthday in October. My mom passed away in June. It was just like damn, ain't nothing in this. You know what I'm saying?
Cracking.
Like, and you know, my dad was always like, you know, happy birthday, you know, give me a card, you know, some money, you know what I'm saying? You know, put sockets in my pocket like a skyrocket, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. And I didn't really have that for them years afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You always struggle with this so much. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they pretty, you know what I'm saying? Dan being here with the nonsense.
Pretty mediocre.
Yeah. But I just kind of like suppressed the birthday thing for years where it's like
I don't even want that.
Yeah, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, it's like, I kind of want a big deal for my birthday, you know what I'm saying? You know, I want some food, I want to laugh, you know, something. So this year, man, just shout out everybody. Shout out Lee, shout out you, Kev, Dunbar, Jared, Tat, motherfucking my pop, my sister, like everybody just like, you know, and I know everybody's Marv, like everybody came out the other night, like, you know, I got more cologne and I know what to do with right now. You know what I'm saying? That joint you got me is very, very nice too. That's a joint. I was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
thought into that.
Yeah, I seen him with talking shit or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, like, I appreciate y'all for that. Fucking Dunbar gave me Dunbar is such a high level nigga. Dunbar will give you some shit you don't even know what it is.
You can't figure out what it's for for 3 years.
Yeah.
No, because what you see, this going to hatch. And then when it's hatch, you want to scan the QR code, and then it's a scavenger hunt. Yeah. And then you go there, and then they give you a paint.
This company just merged with Miriami in Japan, and they about to go public, so hold on to that. And then, you know, it'd be like shit like that. He gave me a gift card. I'm just like, I'm looking at it like, I don't even know what this is. You know, like, I legit didn't, and I had to, like, go look it up. Then when I finally got into it, I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Now we cooking with some gas. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. Kev got me tickets for Kevin Hart. This Friday, that was greatly appreciated. Like I said, everybody just showed a lot of love. Lee took me out to dinner. We went to New York. So she was like, yo, where do you want to stay at or whatever? She's like, I want to stay somewhere real nice, you know, whatever. So we decided to stay at the St. Regis. I always hear great things about this Jones. So we stayed at the St. Regis in Manhattan, 55th, right off of 5th Ave in between Park Ave. Have you ever stayed
section.
Have you ever stayed at the St. Regis?
I have not.
Bro.
I have to. I'm looking at Dubai trips right now. I think I'm going to go for my birthday. Putting it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
I was looking
Jules going to hit me and be like, where we at? 22 minutes? Figure he going to get the episode about 1 o'clock this morning, our time. 1:30, I'm going to get a voice note like, yo, let me know when y'all like, yeah. Like,
the itinerary already.
Yeah. Now we can do breakfast here. We can start like, yeah, I
want to go for a week.
Okay.
I want to go for a week and just do everything. Like, I was looking at the Palm section and everything, and the St. Regis at the Palm. Shit is phenomenal. I'm just like, yo, I can only imagine the service at that.
Bro, the St. Regis, I'm going there. It's the nicest hotel I've stayed at. Like, I just, their attention to detail in everything. Yeah. We get up there, so the original room we had booked, because I used points, whatever. So, you know, the points, I want to say was like 145,000 points for the night, which is a lot. Like, think about it. I stayed at the Courtyard in Atlanta for 60,000 for 2 nights. Right. This joint 145 for one night. Yeah. So we get there, they was like, okay, we got you in the superior room, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. She's like, what are you guys here? You celebrating? I'm like, it's my birthday, you know, whatever. She was like, listen, give me 2 hours. Don't check in. Leave your stuff here. Give me 2 hours. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to put you in the grand something. I don't know the word. Some grand shit. She's like, I'm going to put you in the grand something room with a butler. But just give me like 2 hours, because like, and this the thing, they do late checkouts there automatically. You don't got to check out till 4 in the afternoon, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, somebody just checked out. We're going to have the room cleaned and have it inspected. It passes inspection. I'm like, passes inspection?
Yeah, no, we got a 33,000 point inspection.
I'm going to tell you how crazy this shit is. When you get in the room, I got into the tub because I couldn't believe how big the tub was and how like I could stretch all the way out in the motherfucking tub. The tub was spotless and was bone dry. I'm like, damn.
Wipe the water off.
Yeah, I'm just like, they don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? So Whatever. It was like, okay, cool. So we went out, walked around, like went down to like Rockefeller Plaza, you know, just did a little bullshit, whatever, grabbed some little snacks. She called, was like, your room is ready. Now I had already given them dry cleaning because it's like all of this shit is complimentary. I gave them like all my hoodies and all my pants to like steam and iron and shit, whatever. Yeah. Mind you, I'm here for a night. But I'm just like, yeah, it's complimentary. I'm
gonna experience everything.
I'm experiencing all this shit. So we got back to the hotel. They like, yeah, everything is in the room. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your stay. We get to the room, bottle of champagne, all our bags in the room. They got my dry cleaning hanging up. And the butler was like, yeah, I noticed you were a larger guy, so I went and got you the 2XL and the 3XL robe. And I'm just like, I never even met you. How did you notice I was a big guy? Like
in the corner, yeah. Like, oh my God, man. I'm gonna hook him up. He don't even know what's coming.
Take care of big dog. You know what I'm saying?
He don't even know what's coming.
So we get in there. The room was nuts. Like I'm talking about TVs in the mirror in the bathroom. Everything was gold fixtures. You had the shower with all the multiple heads coming from everywhere like a dishwasher. You know what I'm saying?
Never been this clean.
Ain't never been this clean, nigga. They hit all this shit. You get in the actual room itself, chandeliers, and the ceilings was 20 feet high. It was just nice as fuck. So then the butler comes down. I meet her. Her name, I called her Gloria. I don't know what her name actually was, but she was nice as shit. She's like, anything you need, just let me know. I'm gonna give you my pager is sync directly to the phone. This is my personal number if you do need it. She's like, do you need anything right now? I'm like, I need some backwoods and some Coke Zero. She's like, oh great, I'll run down to, don't worry about it. And Lee like, she is not going to get you. So we talk, you seen on the joint. We in there talking shit about it. She called the room phone, was like, yeah, I'm headed back to your room. Just wanted to make sure you were decent before I got there. I'm like, oh no, we chilling, whatever. She came back with the backwoods and the Coke Zero. I'm just like, God damn. I'm like, God damn. Like crip back. Oh goddamn. Oh goddamn. We came downstairs. We were going out to eat that night. We went to Julon Club. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't really like it. And
That's heartbreaking.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I feel like they cooked the food way too fast. So I don't know if it was like somebody else's food. Did they?
You know it's wok.
Right. But it was like we ordered. Our reservation was like 8:00. We sat down at like 8:08. No bullshit. We ordered at like 8:15.
The food is out at 8:20.
The food 8:17. Like it was like we blinked and the food was coming to the table. I was just
like Chick-fil-A. They just cooking all day.
It was just rapid. Like the vibe was better than the food to me. I enjoyed the vibe. It was nice. It was almost like a towel or like a Say Less. That's how it feels.
Yeah, it's like a social club.
It's a social club with food. That's exactly how it felt. I will say this: the wok filet was excellent. They do like a wok. I don't know if you I think you told me about it. Yeah. They do like a filet beef in like this wok sauce. That was good as shit. Yeah. I didn't really care for the prawns. The rice was good, and I got some crab rangoons. They were a little mushy. They weren't like fried like hard. But the rice and the wok filet was all of that. I wasn't really a fan of the prongs. I wasn't really feeling them or whatever. But we went to Julon Club. We left out. We came back to the hotel. I want to talk about the valet. Y'all know my beef with the valet at the W, right? The valet at the St. Regis in New York City on 55th in between 5th Ave and Park Ave is the best valet I have ever fucking experienced in my life. We called them for the car to come down. Our dinner reservation was for 8:00. They told us give them 15 minutes before you make a call for your car to come. So I called at 7:30 because if we get the car at 7:45, the restaurant is only 12 minutes from the hotel. We perfect timing. I called at 7:45, got my shoes on, came downstairs at 7:51. The car was sitting in front of the hotel, sitting there. The valet opened the door. He had mints sitting on the dashboard. I'm just like, man, y'all good as shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first valet experience. We left out for the night. Now, mind you, they have a car service at the St. Regis. They got a S650 Maybach. They got a Mulsanne, and they got a Range Rover and a Yukon Denali that you can use whenever you want to go somewhere within a 10-mile radius. So she was telling us, do you want the car or whatever? We could drop you off. But the only thing is they won't bring you back.
Oh, okay.
So they won't come get you. And I'm just like, well, we got our car. So it's like, I thought about for like just the flex
I would have took the car.
Like told Lee, look, you meet me at the motherfucking July. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, no, it's all good. But they do offer that as a complimentary as part of your stay or whatever. We went, like I said, July Club. We came back. We parked up. Now I wanted to, go, smoke a little something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up in the room. We backwoods. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I ain't get a lighter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I opened the door to come out. The maid is like standing there. So I'm just like, why are you standing at the door? The front door, like a guard at the fucking, what's the joint in the UK? Buckingham Palace. Like, why are you standing here? She's like, anything you need? I'm like, yeah, I don't have a lighter. And she was like, I can go get you matches. Would you like short stem or long stem? I'm like, what the fuck is what do you mean? She's like, short stem is your standard match. Long stem is a little longer just in case you have to like light a cigar or something. I'm like, oh, goddamn. I'm like, long stem me. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it. She brought me back some long stem matches. I'm like, these are perfect. I took some home and shit. They're like this long. Yeah. So you can constantly light something and don't got to worry. I was like, goddamn. So we went out and, I mean, I wanted to smoke or whatever. So I realized like, damn, my nasal be all fucked. I'm going to the ear, nose, and throat doctor and shit next week. So my nasal be all congested. I'm like, damn, me. I left my nasal spray in the fucking car. And I'm just like, fuck. So I called a valet. I'm like, hey, listen, if by any chance the next time one of y'all go to the lot to get, drop a car off, I give you my ticket number. We got the gray BMW. Could you get my nasal spray out of the driver door for me and just bring it back or whatever? And he was like, oh, no problem. Come on down. I came down. The car was back in front of the hotel. He's like, yeah, I just brought it around. That way you can just handle you. What do you need? I'm like, oh, it's right here. The nasal spray. He's like, oh, okay, great. So anything else? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, great. I'll put it back. And took the car back to wherever the fuck it was. I'm just like, dog. My man Jared the other day they stayed at the Hard Rock. He said he's like, you think the W Valet terrible. The nigga at the Hard Rock straight told them, was like, yeah, make sure y'all get everything y'all need tonight because we ain't bringing it back.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, if we bring it back, it's another 36. I was like, what? So then the third and final valet experience, we checking out of the hotel the next day. Everything was fucking fly. I'm going to go back to what all went down. But I'm just talking valet shit. We call the valet for the car. Get all our bags. We come down. We check out a hotel. We come outside. I see cops every fucking where. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The doorman is like, oh, there's a parade today, a Polish parade. So they have Fifth Avenue shut down from 57th down to 33rd. So I'm like, damn. So the whole Times Square, he was like, yeah, 57 down to 33rd, it's all shut down. So I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a nightmare getting out of here. So I'm like, so what about the car valet? And he's like, well, the car is right there. I'm like, what? They got the car through the police barricade. I was just like, y'all the greatest motherfucker about. How the fuck you get the car to me before I'm outside during a fucking 23-block parade in Manhattan, New York City?
Got the right credential.
That's how the fuck you valet, dog.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to hear shit else about no valet ever anywhere about how they fuck, because there's no reason for it. If they could figure this shit out, why can't other valets?
Exactly.
The car was literally there through a fucking parade, dog. I was blown away by that shit. You know what I'm saying? But just all in all, the attention to detail that they do, they comped us breakfast the next day or whatever. And they like, yeah, you can go into the Astor room. Because John Jacob Astor built the St. Regis. And he died on the Titanic, all that bullshit. They was like, you can go into the Astor room to have breakfast or whatever. So they comp the shit. And you see, I'm like, the lady was like, yeah, you have a $200 comp for breakfast or whatever. I'm like, $200 comp for breakfast? Then we about to buy all kinds of shit. Yeah. Then you get in there and you see orange juice is $22.50. Like, all right. I see what's going on now. No bullshit. They had breakfast on it was one of the breakfast joints on the joint was $350.
What the hell is it that?
It was smoked salmon, eggs Benedict with caviar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it.
$350 for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? But the breakfast was phenomenal. Like I said, they had champagne. Just everything was just regal and ritzy, and just there were no mistakes. There was nothing out of place. Everything when the butler called me and they called my phone and was like, hey, happy birthday, you know, whatever, you like at midnight or whatever. Are you out and about or are you back? Because I see that you're not actually in the room or whatever. When are you planning on coming back? I'm like, oh, we'll probably be back like within the next hour. Got back to the room. They had a cheesecake waiting for me on the tray and shit with the happy birthday. I'm just like, yeah, man, y'all treat a nigga nice. It was a very, 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 very nice experience. Very, very nice.
And it sounds like, you know, part of being, you know, like rich and affluent and stuff like that is being able to have these experiences. And it's not so much about like just having money for the sake of having money, but it's like being able to experience certain shit and then have, you know, certain levels of outings and unlocking certain access or whatever to stuff that's like that makes it worthwhile. Like, so it's like, this is why people get rich, to be able to do shit like this. When
we came back to the hotel and they told us the room would be ready or whatever, we came in. She was like, would you like to have a drink in our cognac room? And I'm like, okay. So we went over to the cognac room. They bring you free drinks, whatever brandy or whatever you want to drink. They give you cigars. They come cut the cigar for you. And I'm just like, we don't got to pay for none of this shit. Like, this is really, really nice. So talking to the maid on our floor, they had a Milano suite and then they had the Astor suite. And she was like, yeah, you have to see the Astor suite. She's like, I can show it to you, but you can't take like pictures or phone or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Bro, she walked us down the hallway and showed us that junk. I'm just like, oh shit. Yeah. Like, you know how much that shit is a night? Like 35,000 a night. And I'm just like, yeah, for 35,000 a night, I'm definitely checking out late. Like, yeah, I'm not even asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing everything. Like, I'm making coffee. I'm reading the Bible. I'm doing everything this hotel room got to offer. Yo, real shit. But it's really, really a night. Dunbar the other night was like, no, bro, you got to go to the St. Regis in Utah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't ever see me balling outrageous in Salt Lake City. But, yeah, if I'm ever there, you know what I'm saying? We could do it. But, yeah, the St. Regis is, yeah. I highly, highly recommend everybody, like, yeah. 24-hour room service actually work. Right. Yeah, like, they bring the shit 24 hours. Like, letting you get, here with the crazy part, when I told you when I got in the room, there was no iron. And I was just, because I wanted to iron my pants, I'm like, yo, there's no iron in here. So I hit the butler. I'm like, yo, it's no iron. And she was like, no, you give it to me. I'm the butler. Yeah. I'm like, I see. Yeah, what the fuck? This ain't no Holiday Inn, nigga. Like, fuck would you have? And I was saying it the other day, at times I be feeling like I almost need to take like an etiquette class or some shit like that. Or obedience class or something. I don't fucking know. Just so I can be understanding in these. Because even like the guy at the doorman, the bellhop or whatever, he was like offended that I wouldn't let him take the bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, we first got out the car or whatever. He's like, well, let me get your bag. I'm like, oh, no, I got it. He was like, but, okay, let me get the door for you. And I'm just like, yeah, no, you don't got to worry about it. He like, no, like, I'm serving, nigga.
This is
like,
my job.
Yeah. We went out, when we left our stuff, when they was like, come back, whatever, for the room, we left out, the doorman spins the door for you. Like, you don't even got to touch the door. Right. Like, they spin the door for you. So we walking out, it was kind of drizzling. He's like, sir, madam, would you like an umbrella as you're walking around? Are you going to walk down the side? I heard them say you're waiting for your room. Would you like an umbrella? Lee's like, yeah, I'll take an umbrella. He's like, I'm for you, sir. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. He was like, stand up straight for me. He was like, you about 6'1". Let me get you a longer. And he went and got me the bigger umbrella. Like, it's nuts. Yeah. And I was just like, a lot of it at times, it's like, I don't necessarily need all of that. But Lee's like, yo, you got to understand something. There are people who come here and it's like, yo, I'm spending $10,000 a night. I better get all of this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah. The detail on it was nuts. It was definitely the nicest place I've stayed.
I can't wait to stay at the St. Regis. Yeah, I got a homie that he stays at the St. Regis in Atlanta a lot, and he was just like, yo, he's like, it's the best shit on earth.
Yeah, I can't complain. And you know I have a tendency to when shit like this, I can really tear things apart and really break them. But I'm hoping that I'm like speaking as best I can about just how well they did everything. Mm-hmm. Literally everything. Even, like I said, down to the umbrella shit, the matches thing, the cheesecake for the birthday thing, the champagne when you walk in, just all of it. Like the valet, like three different times we took the shit out of valet in one night, and it wasn't like no issue. It wasn't like, it was just perfect. Yeah. They did everything right. We came back down. We went to Alpen Rose on my actual birthday, Sunday. Again, you've been to Alpen Rose. How do you feel about it? I love it. The best food I've had restaurant-wise and maybe this year.
Yeah, I can't remember who initially put me on the Alpen. I don't know if it was Kev or somebody else. But they was like, no, Alpen. I'm telling you, the best steakhouse in Philly is Alpen Rose.
That bone marrow toast is unfucking believable. Like, have you had it?
No.
You didn't get it?
I didn't get
You
it.
have
I
to
didn't
get
know.
it. Oh my God. They do. It's almost like it tastes like oxtails on toast.
Oh damn.
And they give you the actual bone with the marrow in it. So you scoop that out and spread that on top of the toast. And it's so good. I did ask, like, yo, can I take the bone home? And the guy was like, well, we recommend not giving the bones to dogs because of the way that they're slow cooked. The bone becomes like brittle and it'll break off in their gums. I'm like, no, this is for me.
No, this
This is not for the dog.
This is some cat.
Treat us like a pork butt.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this like goddamn turkey neck. Like this is good as shit. I got the porterhouse, bunch of shit around it. Phenomenal.
Yeah, Alpen is the deal.
It was very, very good. Then we all went to LMNO yesterday. Was that yesterday? Day before. Day before. We all went to LMNO. That was fun as fuck. You know, it was good. It was a good birthday. You know, and like I said, I got the game tonight. Kevin Hart shit Friday. It's been I got a bottle of MFK, a bottle of Killian, a bottle of Creed, and I got a bottle of Initio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loaded up with cologne.
Yeah, I'm in the damn store looking, and I'm like, all right. I'm like going through all the different Jones or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, let me try something different. I was like, you know, I went to Diptyque, and then I went to MFK, and I went to Killian or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm smelling all this different stuff. Killian has some interesting scents.
Yo,
Interesting.
Very interesting.
because Lee was like, we was talking about it. Are you a fan of the Killian House? Well, for all of y'all that don't know, we're gonna do a Patreon probably in the next week or so with all the fall scents because everybody's been asking about that. Are you a fan of the Killian House?
I love it.
You do?
I love it.
It's really like hit or miss for people. Me personally,
You gotta find what you like.
You gotta
go through the whole
gotta go through them all.
shit to find what you like.
like me personally, my favorite scent house is PDM, Performance Day Marley. I haven't smelled any, even the Jones that I'm not really like crazy about. Like they got a green one. It's called Greenlee. I ain't crazy. I ain't crazy about it, but it's cool. But they're high end, like that fucking latent the exclusive and the
They got a new one that just came out.
Like an H something, right?
Halt.
You're right. I saw that in Bloomingdale's. They got a black joint called Onaja or Orjan, some shit
Yeah.
That's nasty. Like that PDM is my shit. But like Killian is one of them joints where it's like if I like it, I love it.
Exactly.
But if I don't like it, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like they got a joint called Angel Share.
Yeah, I wear that.
That's phenomenal.
That's all that.
That's all that. You know what I mean?
It's
It's,
crazy, right? Round bottle.
it's in a round joint.
She
It
explain it to you.
It almost looked like a glass of yak.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, it's gonna start off with some pepper, and then it's gonna go into some jasmine.
Yeah.
And from the jasmine, you get a little bit of chocolate, and then it's gonna end off with wood.
Yeah, the
And you
Jones.
smell the nose exactly like that.
Yo,
like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Them
they-
Jones with
that
the
shit
notes
crazy.
where it's like when you got those different notes, it'll hit your skin and it'll almost like mutate. Like me personally, that's why I couldn't get into the bitter peach from Tom Ford because it's a patchouli. So it's like when you first spray it, it hits with that peachy John, but when it dries on me, patchoulis just don't like. I know you a patchouli.
Super patchouli.
I can't fuck with them. It hurt my nose. I don't know why. But that black Killian is nice as fuck. Yeah, like that.
Because I told her, I was like, his favorite scent is because I was like, he has like a weird like palette of like what he likes.
Lee hates my John because she be like,
We was talking about your pop. He like, he got a different.
Because I like ouds and Lee hates them. And I was telling her about the oud you broke in your apartment. She's like, oh, I'd have moved. Nope, we moving. She was like, no, I'd have had to move out the apartment. I'm like, yeah, Chad dropped like a big ass $600 bottle.
Yeah, of what the fuck is the name of that?
It's
joint?
the round joint. I seen him when I was in Dubai.
Bodacia.
It's a round bottle. Yeah, I was telling Jules, I'm like, that's the joint Chad broke in his crib and shit. And he was
My towel and my girl made the mistake of like using towels instead of paper towels to clean it up.
Oh, man.
I had to throw the towels on.
You're never getting that smell out.
Never.
Never.
Like it ain't no amount of OxyClean, motherfucking color safe bleach. You're never getting that out.
Never getting that out.
But yeah, so I'm telling the girl, I'm like, yeah, I was like, he got like a weird, like scent palette or whatever. I was like, but I know that he likes. I was like, he don't really fuck with initios like that. I looked at it, I was like, I know he don't fuck with initios like that. I was like, I know that he loves Vodka on the Rocks. That's like a daily rock or whatever. She was like, all right, I got you. She's like, yeah, this one right here. She's like, Vodka on the Rocks is more like the spring summer one. This one has like a more robust scent palette or whatever, to where it's like you can smell some of the similarities of Vodka on the Rocks, but there's some other stuff in there for winter or whatever. And I smelled it, I was like, that's the one.
And that's what I was explaining to Lee. I'm like, it's the fall. So fall scents are just like, they're different than the like the rose and all of that shit that runs heavy in the spring and everything like that. So me personally, I like, especially when it's cold. Like me personally, my favorite joint out there from MFK is Satin Mood. But you can't wear it unless it's like 40 degrees.
Kevin Samuel says, like, if you wear that above 60 degrees, you're going to choke everybody in the room.
Everybody's dying. But when it's chilly outside, you can wear that, and it's such a powerful, it's like a manly aroma. And it's weird, though, for me liking those manly, robust scents, I don't like tobacco. Like, I'm not.
No, listen, they got a Killian that smells literally like a cigar lounge. And I'm smelling that joint, I'm like, this is not it.
Yeah, like, I don't like those.
They didn't even have a sampler of it. She was like, I ain't gonna hold. She's like, it's the only one we got here. I gotta open it. So if you want to buy it, I gotta sell you this one. Like, or I can order you one. And she sprayed it, and I'm like, I'm not buying that. I am not. Dude don't gotta wear it, but that's gonna be here. Nobody's buying this.
Yeah.
Like, that shit smelled crazy. And I'm just like, yo, but I could see how somebody like a Baron of Monte Carlo or whatever might want to wear this shit, but I'm like, this is not for me. I'm like, I toe the line. Like, my scent palette, I straight toe the line between like male and female scents, like flat out. Like, if it's unisex, all right, show it to me. What I want. There's a amouage called Overture that's definitely on the list. The women's one though that I would wear.
Yeah, it smells better than
they have a men's one and they have a women's one. The women's one is like, oh no. That's me because I want to wear it and I want the bitches to be like, like.
It's a couple Amouage women Jones I smelled with Raina over there at Neiman's, and she's just like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, the women ones, like, that's what I like smelling on. I'm just like, they smell way better.
The Love Mimosa for women, and I think I had that on the last list. Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's ridiculous. They have some new ones that are like more like woodsy men, whatever, but it's not like harsh. They got this joint called Wood Symphony 5. Ridiculous. Okay. That's on the list.
Okay.
So it's like stuff like that. Like, but there's some joints out there. Have you smelled Initio Oud for Happiness?
Oh. I didn't crazy part, the fact that I love ouds, I didn't like Oud for Greatness.
Oud for Greatness is a whole different ballgame. Oud for Happiness, oh my God.
I'm gonna smell it.
I don't even like ouds.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna smell
I almost bought it before I bought the Killian.
Yeah.
Like, I had it, and I was like, the Chad recommended the Killian too, so I'm like, let me go with the Killian. But I'm gonna go back and get that Oud. That John was crazy.
The Happiness is next level.
I'm gonna smell. Does it look like the Greatness with all the shit?
Yeah, but it's
on
got
it?
the green. It's got green in the bottle instead of just black and gold. It's black, gold, and green.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, y'all got me the MFK, the Killian, and like Marv got me that Creed, the original Santal. That shit is nuts. I'm just like, damn, I might spray this on some salmon. Like, this motherfucker hit. Like, so yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man, for just coming through, making a nigga birthday what it was. Me, you, and Kev went to the home opener, not the home opener, the
Sixers training
Sixers,
camp.
the season ticket lunch and dinner thing they had. That was funny as shit. It was cool. It was a fun ass week, you know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate everybody. Shout out Jules, you know what I'm saying? Ra, like, everybody was sending me love from where they was at, you know what I mean? It was decent. It was a cool little weekend or whatever. Niggas bought me big bottles. I'm just like, God damn, now I gotta buy big bottles on it.
I can't wait for my birthday now.
Niggas ain't want no 1.5.
I said I got good friends now. This shit got to be lit.
That's funny as shit. The funniest was we was at dinner the other night and the bill came and I reached in my pocket and Kev was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, we got to bust down the bill with him. He was like, eat shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, hey man, I don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Up like the bill was just so like nondescript. It wasn't a lot of money. The fucking server ended up with like a $200 tip.
Yeah,
Just because like everybody put their bread up, everybody's like, oh, because we had so much shit. I'm like, this is wrong. Like this is a typo.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
And they didn't even put in the dopest part was we've been fighting against gravitas all over the country.
Dan with his gravitas.
7 people, no gravitas, and so we just went crazy with the tip. Everybody just put their bread
How do you
up.
feel about them automatically putting gravitas and then having another line for more gravitas? Because damn, how the fuck you gonna take gravitas then ask for gravitas?
That's my whole thing. Like, you ain't going to
Here's
gravitas
the
me.
thing.
And then put on the tip
You want gravitas squared. Like, this is crazy.
Some people out there, tip 50, 60, 100%. It just depends on the bill, where they are, the service, blah, blah, blah. So I get it or whatever. But I just think that it's like, if you're going to do mandatory gratuity, I think that you kind of got to leave room for us to come back and go above and beyond the 20%. Because typical, at this point, it's like most bills say 15, 18. They show you the calculation. 15, 18, 20, 22, whatever. So if you come in at 20, which is on the higher tier, off the rip on the gratuity, it just kind of leaves the average person like, oh, that's that on that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm striking
this, and it's a wrap, or whatever the case may be. Where it's like, y'all do mandatory gratuity, and this 15% or something like that. Now you give the opportunity for us to be like, no, the service was good as shit. Let me put another 15 on top of this, or whatever the case may be. So I think it's like, I understand it, but it's like, I just think that in general, since the pandemic, the world has gone like gratuity crazy.
Oh my God.
And it's just fucking up the user experience to where it's like, damn, like I don't even get a chance to be creative with a tip or go above and beyond or whatever, because y'all just banging me from the door.
Right.
So it's like a situation like we go to the Four Seasons. That bill is almost $2,000. Like it's $1,600. Then we tip on top of that. Whatever. It's like, all right, well, that's that.
And the crazy part was the service was fucking terrible.
It was piss poor.
Remember, we had to keep getting the girl and shit like that. So yeah, I mean,
Niggas is up like, where is she at?
where is she? What is she doing? Like, what's going on over there? So yeah, I don't know. When it comes to gravitas, it's like I get it. You got to get your money and this and the third, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I ain't really.
I understand it because you do get people, the Negroes,
that don't tip.
no gravitas.
Yeah, nothing.
No gravitas. Gravitalis. Did you see the video with the guy? He was at like a diner eating at the counter. He had left his money for the bill and the tip, and I guess he left the check laying on the bill or on the money or whatever. And he got up and walked out, and the server came like screaming at him out the joint, like, I know you don't think you about to just eat and run off, dine and dash, come back in here and pay your bill. And he's like, whoa. He pulled his phone like, wait, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, I gave you your tab and you didn't pay. Like, you don't want to handle that? Like, you serious? He's a black guy. Of course, the server is white. So he's like, you sure about this? And he was just like, yeah, like what are you doing? Like this is what you do. This is it. And he's just like, you're positive about this. And he was like, yeah, I watched you the whole time. He was like, okay, cool, come on, let's go back in here. They come back in. They go to where he was sitting. His food was only like $14. He left a $50 bill on the joint, and he was like, and the guy was like, oh, I just completely missed it. He's like, okay, well, cool. Like, pay the joint out and give me my change.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now
like,
you get nothing.
yeah, now you get nothing. Like, run that. You know what I'm saying? Pay the bill and give me my change. He's like, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, yes, it is a big of a deal. You just came out in the street and made this whole fucking scene like I was doing. And I'm just like, yo, motherfuckers is gravitas. Now you got no gravitas.
Yeah, now there's negative gravitas.
Negative gravitas. Now
now you just work my table for 30, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever. You get nothing.
Right.
That's the shit that happened with Wallow at fucking Doja.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing where it's like, he's like, yo, I left it. He's like, I put the bill, because it's like, you don't necessarily want to, like, that's a discretion method. Like, you don't want to leave, like, the money on top of the receipt.
Right.
You almost want to, like, conceal that the money is here because some random average dickhead will walk by and be like, let me take a little 50 out of this.
Yeah.
Bean. You know what I'm saying? Now it turns into a whole other thing. So it's like, yeah, like, I just, because everybody's just so, like, money hungry and gravitas crazy, man, it's just making people just abandon their normal etiquette of how they interact with other human beings.
Girl hit me the other day, was like, I love seeing, like, y'all just young black men just out and doing things, and y'all just be moving around and doing shit, and, like, you can be out deep as shit birthday and ain't no drama. And I'm just like, well, yeah, because, like, niggas ain't dickheads, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling her, I'm like, Chad told me he was at a joint one time where the bill was going around the table. Chad, like, I put money in the bill. He's like, it was $900. The bill was like $14. He's like, I put money in it. Like, all right, it's $900 in there. He's like, he passed the shit off to the next person. The shit come around the table. He's like, it come back to me. It's $8.25. How the fuck we lose money?
Niggas had hoes at the dinner. Like
Yo.
niggas, it was like a group. It was like a friend group, family group dinner, like tight knit. We all know each other since birth, 10, 15, 20, 30 years at this table, certain people. And it's like, y'all niggas is dipping out the bill. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like,
That shit
and
real.
it's just like, yo, you got to know who you with and where you at and who you with is very, very important when you're getting into these, you know, these large dinner scenarios. Typically, if I'm out, like I was out for a couple years ago, probably like 5 years ago, it was this girl birthday, whatever, that I'm cool with or whatever. And, her girlfriend that I was messing with at the time, we all together. That's probably like 8 people or whatever. The bill comes like $550. I put up $300 and walked the fuck out, like, cause I'm not even doing this. I see everybody like, oh,
Looking,
look at that,
calculating,
yeah, and I'm just like, yo,
How much is the margarita and the salad? All right.
yeah. I said, listen, I'm paying for me, the girl I'm with, and homegirl birthday, whatever. Y'all figure out the rest. Oh, that was nice. I'm already in the car.
Yeah.
Like I'm not playing around with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
real.
No, you can't.
Yeah, no.
And the only reason why I didn't pay the whole bills because it's like it's other males here. Like I'm not like we not doing that. Like I'm,
But here go the crazy part. I'm so like just inclined to where it's like even if it is my birthday technically, I'd still pay or whatever. That's why I was like, yo, here Kev's like, eat a dick, eat shit. What the fuck you talking about? And Ra was like, no, because I really remember like years ago, I went to like one of my birthdays where I tried to do it. And again, that's what I was saying. Like, I just kind of suppressed it because years ago, I remember like going out and like it was my birthday and I just paid the bill for everybody because it was like no one had any money. You know what I'm saying? And Rob was
we
like,
here.
And Rob was like, yo, that joint always like fucked with me a little bit. Like, yo, Matt really like the nicest nigga because he was like, I'd have socked everybody at the fucking table. Like, and I'm like, no, I more so just want the experience. Like, it ain't like money is money. You know, that shit come and go. It'd be days where I have none. It'd be days where I have too much. It's just, it go up and down. But I'd rather just like sitting there and listening to Dunbar go on and on about his nonsense and then Jared with his nonsense and you and Tattoo going back. It was fun as shit. Like just to be able to kick it and, you know what I'm saying, everybody be around. Like it's just, that shit means a lot more to me than like any dollar amount and shit. So I had fun this birthday. You know what I'm saying? It was cool as shit. I want to get into something that like is very, very big on like everybody's mind and visual right now. The Dahmer series on Netflix. I've seen a lot of thoughts and takes on.
Yeah, I've gotten to like episode 4.
Okay.
My thought and my take so far is this shit, and it's based on a true story. But just the overall thing of like watching like serial killer content, it just doesn't resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I see people that kind of like are just hanging on like every episode and they into the details and this and this and this. And quite frankly, the shit disgusted me more than anything. And I'm just like, yo, the acting is amazing. The
acting is
shot
nuts.
beautifully. But I'm just like, yo, what I'm examining on a humanistic level, there were so many people involved in this guy's life prior to him turning over this crazy ass leaf that dropped the ball. That's just like, y'all created a serial killer.
A monster.
Y'all created a fucking monster.
Right.
Like, the fucking mom was batshit crazy, out of her mind, dipped off, left. The dad was MIA for fucking 3 months.
The dad didn't even know that the mom had bounced.
He didn't even know that the mom was gone. He was like, when did your mom leave? 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, they came back with the new wife.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this my
You know
new
that's
bitch.
the dad from Step Brothers.
Yeah,
Boats and hoes and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
It was like he was perfect for the fucking role.
He was perfect. Yeah.
Because he was kind of like that, what? Like that kind of dad or whatever the case may be. And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I just had a great idea. Ohio State. You're
Yeah.
going to go to Ohio State. And I'm like, this nigga's going to Ohio State prison.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. The shit, even down to the teacher when he asked to take the pig home. It's just like, teacher's like, oh, no one's ever asked me that. Sure, you can take it. It's just like, you a teacher and you doing dissections in class, and a motherfucker got a dead pig. It's like, yo, can I take the dead pig home? We got to go to this house.
Fuck no, nigga. Show me your hands, nigga. Hands.
Hands. Let me see.
Fuck you talking about, can you take the pig home? You ain't slicing up your own pork chops, nigga. Fuck out of here.
You need to do a hand skit. We need to write that. Hands, because hands is hands. Hands. You see the hands. But yeah. So I saw a lot of like the woke blacks this week condemning the shit, where they're like, I'm not watching this shit, and you know Netflix is crazy. This is a money grab, and you know y'all are feeding off of black people's trauma and this, that, and the third. And
that I don't agree with.
I don't agree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I like extensively know the Jeffrey Dahmer story just from living it, being around it. You know, I was really into like social commentary comedy where like Paul Mooney and Patrice O'Neal, Opie and Anthony, these motherfuckers talked about it in depth to the point where I went and read all of this shit. Like, you know, it was 60 hours of confessions. Like, all of this shit was super duper documented. I was explaining to one girl the other day because she was like, no, because for you to go to jail for 17 murders of black people. And I'm like, he didn't go to jail for 17 murders. That's first and foremost. He went to jail for 16. And she's like, but he killed 17 people. I'm like, right, but not all of them were black. He didn't get convicted of 17 because one of them he said he didn't remember doing. And they was just like, yo, when you're confessing to murders and it's like, for you to confess to 16 and not take the 17th doesn't make any fucking sense. So they was like, because they didn't have a body, had no real evidence, they just knew the motherfucker was missing and never found the remains, of course, because, you know, he beat him down in the dust. Yeah. And he just was like, I don't remember doing that one. So, no. So they convicted him of 15 in Milwaukee and then one in, where was the other one at? I want to say Ohio or whatever. But the 17th John, he never got convicted of or whatever. But I'm like, they weren't all black. And I like, people are like, have this thing where it's like the narrative of him being like a racist and like hating black people and her. And I'm just like, I can understand it. I'm like, but I'm going to keep it a buck. I think he was more batshit crazy than he was a racist. Because one thing this documentary kind of like highlighted was he wasn't killing these people on some I hate them. He was more so like enamored with the people he was, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's like, for you to kill somebody and cut their head off and then keep the head and be kissing it, that's not like, that's not no Ku Klux Klan.
That's like some obsession type shit.
You see what I'm saying? Where it's like, he was like, he said he couldn't help himself. Like, he was just drawn to, you know, this guy's body or wanting to lay with this guy. Like, you know, I think he was more nuts than he was like a racist. No,
he's definitely nuts.
He was definitely insane.
And my biggest takeaway was just the manner in which the police in this community just failed the entire community. Where you have so much like blatant, like dysfunctional behavior going on before we even know he was a serial killer. And everybody just like, oh, yeah, well, he said it's his boyfriend. I don't know.
Yeah, like, we don't get in that gay shit. Like, that's his boyfriend. He like, let me show you some pictures. And the picture he got is him, like, passed out naked on the bed. It's like, y'all ain't got nothing at Great Adventure or, like, the Julon Club. Or, like,
y'all never went to the movies.
Yeah, y'all. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, ain't
the county fair, none of that shit.
It's just a picture of him passed out on the bed. It's like, oh man, they gay. This is what they do. Yeah, now I got to go take a bath.
And my thing, right? This is probably like the 25th Dahmer movie. And
that too.
And the police chief from back then family saying, oh no, they made us look bad. No, they played the real fucking tapes.
They played the actual tapes.
It wasn't an accident.
Of the neighbor calling me like, yo, that's a boy. Like, that don't bother y'all. Like,
I mean, he said he was 19.
I mean,
I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
Like, my thing is, if the cops show up, right, and you out there with your chick, or any chick, and the chick is literally like half naked, can barely stand up, you bleeding, and you like, no, that's my girl. She just was tripping, da 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 da. And they like,
too much Hennessy.
And they like, do you have any like proof? And you show a picture of her butt naked on your phone. They like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, you don't got an ID.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got no license.
Lost his ID.
Hey, man, what you want me to tell you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's 19.
Yeah, we be fucking crazy. We don't know where none of that
the lady's like, well, my daughter said, like, they seen that little boy picking up earthworms. Like, I'm confused here. Like, so yeah, the police misconduct and the fact that they were just so hands off because it was like linked to homosexuality just goes to show us like how fried we were as a society in the 90s, to where it's like there's a racial element there, and there's just a social apathy element from the police standpoint of the fact that like people are reporting this. Mm-hmm. The character played by Niecy Nash was calling the police repeatedly. This nigga apartment smell like it's some dead bodies in here. Yeah. It ain't but a 1-bedroom apartment. No. Like, it don't take but so much poking around to like figure out what the fuck going on in this joint.
Yeah. Like, and I know that shit had to reek.
What?
Like you had bodies decomposing in fucking acid
in
in
an
it.
apartment.
Yeah.
We live in close quarters.
When my neighbor cook Indian food, I can smell that
Like,
shit.
damn, nigga, lay off the curry.
Yeah, you going ham in there with that motherfucking red sauce.
From last week, that's all.
Yeah, he like, I like pork chops. Some Jones kind of went bad and
They only
shit.
sent me a lot of meat.
Yeah. Paul Mooney in his stand-up was like, when the cops came in the apartment, it's like, y'all had to know something was up. It wasn't nothing in the apartment but a deep freezer full of niggas and a case of Frank's Red Hot. He said, this motherfucker's in here tweaking. And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, and it's so funny because I saw people this week like, oh, how was we supposed to know about this? And it happened before we was born, and
it was national news.
yeah, I'm like, did y'all ever see Martin Lawrence? You So Crazy? Martin, and that's what I mean. Like it was the talk of its day. And
remember, me and Chad was talking. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go back and count how many rapper references they're using.
Dog.
Eat them C's up like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dog,
Like that
like,
was like a thing.
Like when you really get into the like pop culture and what was going on, I'm like, damn, do y'all not know about like the Menendez brothers? Do y'all not know about like Lorena Bobbitt? Do y'all not know about Amy Fisher and Joey Buttafuoco and all these? Like these were just OJ and these things just happen. You know what I mean? Like
what's being highlighted through this whole process is how parochial black people are.
Bruh.
And the fact that we think black culture is mainstream culture.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not directly something where it's like the face of whatever situation is black, we don't even tune into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just ignore it. Okay, that's crazy. We've been that's crazy in our way through the Dahmer conversation for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And now motherfuckers is like, wait, what? So he was killing black people? He was killing people.
Yeah.
Period. Like, killed the white dude. His first victim killed the white dude in his crib, a hitchhiker. He killed that little Spanish boy, and then he killed a bunch of multiple.
He killed the Asian boy.
Yeah.
The episode with the Asian family, and again talking about how crazy the everybody just let everything down. Jeffrey Dahmer had already gotten arrested and was convicted of. I forgot what the lewd conduct in public because he was pissing at the carnival and shit. When he got hemmed up with the Asian boy, he went to court and the judge was straight like, I know you need a second chance, so I'm going to give you that. And it's just like, this is the second chance. He already had got like, the Asian dad stood up to talk. He got a sentence in and the judge was like, yeah, can one of the kids come up and speak for him? I don't know what he's saying. I'm just like, yo.
Speaking English.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? Like, it definitely highlights how fucked up even when the not the guy who got free, but the who was the one? Oh, the guy who he drugged and the grandma sat with him all night, and that you ain't see that. It's like episode 6. Jeffrey Dahmer met him, took him back to the crib, gave him a drink, of course drugged him, but the grandma heard something and just was like, no, she came downstairs like, why is he sleep like that? I'm gonna sit with him, da-da-da-da-da. So the next day he like got him out the crib and put him on a bus or whatever and got him the fuck out of there. So he actually got out alive. He realized he had been drugged and robbed or whatever. He went to the police and the police is just like, oh yeah, word, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna go to the crib. They go to the crib, ask some questions. They like, yeah, we asked, but ain't really nothing. And it's just like, bruh. Like that for me, and people are like mad about it. Like I see a lot of black people that are like upset about, I'm not watching, I'm not viewing it, this and the third. And I'm like, I think the biggest thing that's being highlighted in this is not necessarily him and his acts, because him and his acts they're documented. These happen. So it's not like they're making this shit up or nothing like that. But I think the fact that they're showing that the police, the judges, the parents, everybody had a chance to like halt this shit.
A lot of them were complicit in this shit. They were just turning a blind eye to it. Like he's exhibiting all this megalomaniac, psychopath behavior, and people just like, give him a 14-second chance. Nobody wasn't tripping because he's a white male, and it's like, yeah, when you like a Protestant white male, you get 39 second chances.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the fabric of this country, and I think that's the more important story that's being told more over his acts of what he did. Mm-hmm. It's like the communal failure. The people that are supposed to, that are sworn to serve and protect didn't serve and protect. Yeah. The people that are supposed to fucking punish people for blatantly committing crime, like just turn a blind eye to the shit, and that's the story that's being told.
Exactly. My first y'all weird of the week is around this show. Life Jennings, for no reason whatsoever, came out of left field the other day with a story about him being locked up with Jeffrey Dahmer and how he was young and in the jail and he was singing, and Jeffrey Dahmer came to him and asked him to sing, I believe it was Lady Blue Eyes from Frank Sinatra, and I'm just like,
You could have kept this.
we didn't need true or not.
Go look it up. He like, go look it up.
Yeah, true. Now I will say he apparently was really locked up.
Yeah, he put his joint up.
In 1992 with Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever. Like Chad just eloquently stated, we didn't need this. You know what I'm saying? All we need you to do is sing Must Be Nice. That's it. That's it.
Any other song. Whatever the other one is.
You know what I'm saying? Just sing Must Be Nice 2 or 3 times and then get off the stage. Like, we don't, we didn't need none of this information. Cause, and again, it's like you always talk about the clout chasing shit. Where it's like, what is the purpose in even saying this? You know what I'm saying? Like, putting this out into the world. Like, how does this benefit you or benefit us? Relevance. That's
just like I get to run them bases one more time. People get to talk about me for about 8 hours until till the Kardashians show some ass or something.
Yeah.
And then now I'm back to being Life Jennings again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I can connect myself to this big, popular, trending story or whatever. And good or bad, I'll take the attention.
I knew from just the hoopla that it created in the first day or two that the numbers for this joint were going to be nuts. Have you seen the numbers yet?
I know that it's like probably the biggest.
It in 1 week, it had the most streams in Netflix history. It's the biggest thing. And for what you know of Netflix, when you think of Dave Chappelle, Mike Epps, all these Netflix shows like Black as Fuck, Squid Games, Black as Fuck, all these different things, like Dahmer is the #1 watched series in a week in the history of Netflix.
And it's what it's highlighting also that we're not really acknowledging is our obsession with crime stories and serial killers.
Yo, real shit. We do podcasts. Do you know what the #1 genre of podcasting is? It's true crimes. I literally the other day was like, yo, Dan might be on to something. We might have to do a true crime, like a street crime.
Yeah.
It's like real shit. That's the #1 genre of podcasting.
In jail, right? You got a lot. Everybody in jail for doing crimes. What do we run to go watch? Cops. Law and Order. Like, that's the shit that we run. Narcos.
No.
All the crime fucking shows, we go run and watch them, Jones. 24.
We love the nonsense that actually happened when it's ridiculous and we can't believe it. Think about Dave Chappelle. For as good as Dave Chappelle's skits was, I Know Black People, Racial Draft, The Player Haters, all these different Jones. Clayton Bigsby. What was the biggest Jones from him? Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories. It's just what it is. So it's like people, like honestly, if we did every week, let Dan come up here and tell a story from like Dan's True Fed stories, that would be the biggest segment. Yeah. People love that shit.
Dan could be Matthew Cox.
Dog.
Very easily.
Real talk.
I got some crazy jokes.
Yeah, and like real shit, when you really get into like the actuality of like crime and the goings ons of it, people love hearing that shit because they can't believe it. It doesn't make any sense to them. And when you really think about it, like, wait, you was keeping heads in the fucking refrigerator?
In a regular refrigerator. Regular little white refrigerator.
Little Kenmore, Joe.
Little Kenmore.
Yeah. Little Kenmore. Yeah.
I'm positive this does not get cool enough to keep body parts in.
Yeah. He had dicks in the freezer. Like, yeah, I'm going to freeze these Jones. Hang on to these.
Eat these later.
Yeah.
Freak boy.
Crazy freak boy.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, man, I understand the overall, the production and all of that of it is like, and why this story should be told, because like we were highlighting the fact that just a lot of people just don't know. They're just not that informed about, Jeffrey Dahmer and this story and all of that shit, and it's a part of American history. Yeah,
and I think the fake woke shit at times be like a bit much. Like y'all have like selective outrage and shit like that. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like last night at the BET, the Hip Hop Awards, they did a tribute to Loud Records and Steve Rifkin. So they had a bunch of artists come out and do songs. I don't think MOP Annie Up was the song we should have did 2 weeks after the P&B Rock situation. Shit like that for me. But again, this is black people and black people. So this ain't no outrage.
It ain't no statute of limitations on or limit on black trauma.
But like seeing a song get performed where it's like, Annie Up, nigga, give me them jewels. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 or 3 weeks after P&B Rock died over
like,
change.
Let's not do this.
It's like, but again, if that was like a Beastie Boys song and they went up there and did that, everyone would have lost their shit.
Picket signs everywhere.
Everyone
when it's black people inflicting trauma on black people, it's just par for the course.
And I don't know if I'm wrong for thinking that, but literally when MOP came out and did Annie Up, my initial thought was like, damn, right after the Rock situation, that was my initial thought.
Yeah.
And right or wrong, that's what I thought. And I'm just like, I'm listening to, and that's one of my favorite records to listen to in the gym, but I'm listening to it where it's just like, fool what you want, your life for them jewels. And I'm just like, yo, this ain't the record we should have probably, like, they could have.
Let's not say we did.
Like, they could have done 4 Alarm Blaze or
Could have
something.
did Cold as Ice.
Yeah, like, you know, bring Jay-Z out, did the Warriors or something, like something. But again, when it's blacks and blacks, ain't no fucking outrage. Ain't none of that. And people are like, you got real live people, like, it's artists and everybody coming out like, I ain't watching this Dahmer shit, da-da-da-da-da, they just doing this, that, and it's just like, I personally, again, I was in a place where I knew all of these things. I knew about all the victims because they have you know what's crazy is Netflix is about to drop the confession tapes. They come out Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they gonna milk this shit.
Because, but understand they've been out since '92. Yeah. So all of these tapes, all of the interviews, they've been out. But Netflix is about to re-put them up there on October 7th. The Confessions Jones is crazy.
There's almost an element of like, if it like being like with these platforms being what they are now, it's like if it ain't on Netflix, it didn't happen. There's almost an element of that shit too that's going on as well. My first y'all word of the week is Tabusi. He spoke on the Jeffrey Dahmer shit. He spoke on the Kanye and Candace Owens wearing the White Lives Matter shirt shit. And my y'all weird is like, Boosie, why do you got to be the first one to have an opinion on everything?
I mean,
like
that's that down south old head black shit.
Gotta have something to say about everything, even if it's an uninformed opinion. I gotta get this off.
Can you make another head?
Even if it's an uninformed opinion or totally off base, it's like, yeah, like, I gotta get this off. Like, y'all gotta know what Torrance Hatch is thinking. You know what I mean? It's just like, take a couple plays off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a Southern legend. You may set it off. You may zoom. Like, relax a little bit.
Yeah, just chill.
Just chill.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And speaking to the Kanye and Candace Owens point, they wore these shirts during Paris Fashion Week at one of Kanye's fashion shows or whatever. It was a Balenciaga fashion show. It was an Easy fashion show. Mm-hmm. They wore these White Lives Matter shirts. And I'm just like, yo, at some point, black folks gotta stop falling for the banana in the tank.
Yeah.
You have to look at something and be like, oh, they're trying to upset me.
Yeah.
What's for dinner? Like, and just move on from it. And just stop being so emotionally unhinged and so tied to symbolism that we forget that we have whale-sized fish to fry in order to correct the plight of the black community. We get so
back to clown shit. Yeah. You feel me? We shouldn't even be. It should. The public should follow the real niggas, and the real niggas ain't reacting, so y'all don't react. Exactly. You know, put this shit on. Put the dude on Goofy time and just let him stand there and do what he doing until that shit expire, because it always gonna self-destruct. Clearly, you know what I mean. So
and here we are.
Like, that was Nipsey, and that's as real as you can be. Just put that shit over there and just like, dog.
It's like, yo, here's the thing. Y'all already don't like Kanye and Candace Owens. They innately understand that y'all hate them. So when they come together and form a hate conglomerate, you have to know it's solely for the purpose of pissing y'all off. Mm-hmm. So for all the real shit that they say and do throughout the course of the year, the only shit that y'all talk about is the sensational like nonsense, the dumb shit like this that doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Y'all get so riled up, so upset, so emotionally invested, and it's like, yo, your son think 1 + 2 = cucumber. Like, we need to worry about what the fuck is important. And there's a phrase that I live my life by: let the main thing be the main thing. And black folks on the whole do not know how to let the main thing be the main thing and just discard bullshit and fucking drown out the noise and just focus on what needs to be focused on.
Right. Yeah.
Because they knew, they like, Candace Owens is smart as a whip. Mm-hmm. Very smart. A brilliant black woman.
Right.
But her opinions don't align with the overall democratic, progressive, far left ideologies and things like that. So most of
You
the time
ever get like you ever go down that rabbit hole on YouTube and start getting in them videos where it's like the far left versus like the right, and
they're
breaking.
both crazy.
They're both crazy as shit, and they'll start breaking down how like it's nothing on there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was about to. That's why I saw you putting the tip on. I'm like, yo, Dan got the head and shit. But like they'll start getting into these situations about how the Democrats are this and then the Republicans are that, and they don't have no actuality, like they don't have no actual real good ideas and this, that, and that. It's deep as shit. I don't go that far from a t-shirt. I literally saw, and that's how I knew. I'm like, sometimes you just be in the right space. When I saw Rob post the Nipsey joint, I'm like, that's exactly what I did. When I seen the shirt, I seen it on my timeline, and dead ass, like, I put my bets in. Yeah, because I took the Yankees in the over. I literally saw it and was just like, man, Aaron Judge about to get the 60-second home run tonight. I'm taking the Yankees, nigga.
I'm like, this is some clown shit.
Yeah, I'm just like, whatever.
If you don't have an ability to separate your emotion from your critical thinking, like, you lost already.
You gone.
Because people are just going to do shit throughout the course of life to get you off track for where you need to be by throwing you little fucking doggy treats of nonsense. Every
now and then people do like they do like decoys for like other things, and I'm gonna lose 2, but that's to gain 6. And
yes.
That's just life. That's how it go. I don't know if you really get into like this thing called loss leaders. Absolutely. From like retail stores and shit. Like I watched this whole thing where it talked about Costco's rotisserie chickens are their number 1 loss leader. Yeah. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, and you come buy 10 chickens and then you be like, oh damn, let me get this flat screen.
And it's like, what it is those chickens for them, while they sell them for $5, the chicken actually cost them $7 to put out. But what happens is you buy that chicken for $5, you like, yeah, I'm going to get a chicken, but then you buy a bath mat that only cost them $6. They selling that for $14. Then you buy the big roll of paper towel that they spent $18, but they selling it for $32. And this and the third. So it's like, it broke it all down. Where it's like, yeah, the rotisserie chicken at Costco is its number 1 loss leader. So we selling these chickens at the back of the store just to get you in this motherfucker. Yeah. And then you gonna buy a bike and a wedding ring and a television and everything else while you in here.
Like, so a satellite dish a good idea in 2022.
I'm signing up for Sling since I'm in here. Yeah, Damian Lillard right over there, right now, like real talk. So it's like, yeah, you got these situations where things just happen just to happen.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
Yeah, we gotta as a whole, we gotta strengthen our intelligence and strengthen like our resilience against nonsense, and just stop being so willing to just go down these rabbit holes of nothingness. Yep. Because Kanye and Candace Owens don't even gotta issue a statement around like why we warred or this and this and this. Like, no. Kanye throws some story posts up and it's like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter was a scam. They robbed us, blah blah blah. Now y'all can stop fucking crying and complaining about this shit. Eat my ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now y'all mad all over again.
I just ultimately feel at times where I'm just like, yo, we have so many issues to worry about that this t-shirt, this Netflix series about some shit from 30 years ago. I literally said the other day, but people were like, oh man, this is the craziest television ever. Like, they doing this shit just talking about black trauma and this. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be honest, y'all gonna be uptight when y'all see Roots. Because that's like 19 hours, I'm telling you.
Trauma.
Of nothing but
real
trauma.
Life trauma.
Y'all gonna be a mess when y'all see Roots for the first time.
Like, oh, y'all must have skipped American history class.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all gonna be in trouble when y'all
never seen a Jane Pittman story.
Oh, yeah, real time. I'm like, y'all gonna be upset when y'all see Roots. If this shit driving y'all up a wall.
Like, we're so parochial and so colloquial that it's just like, yo, we just so focused on like
parochial and colloquial are the words of
these black stories to where it's like when something else happens that where white life intersects, like, those like little Venn diagrams where the white circle overlaps the black circle, and you have that space where white life intersects black life. People are so confused and just like, how does this happen?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? When was this?
Yeah, man.
27 years ago is when this was.
92, I was dead ass.
That's the quote of the year. Wait till you see Roots.
Wait till you get a load of the new Roots when that come out. You ever watch Undercover Brother? Remember, Doogie Howser was the only white boy that worked in the Brotherhood. Doogie Howser came into the Sean McBride office. They was all in there. He was like, I just want to apologize to all of you that work here. I have been so blind. I had no idea. I just watched this television series. It's called Roots, and they all was like, look. He said, "I have been so blind."
And that level of aloofness, even though it's like it's tongue in cheek in the form of that movie, that's really how the average white person walks around life.
Yeah, that's really on the flip side though. We the same way when it comes to shit that isn't revolving around black people. Yeah, that's really how we are. Like, I just saw this new thing. It was about the redlining. Right. Like, yeah, and it's just like, nah, nigga, that's why your family don't own a house. Right. That shit been going on. Like, yeah, we be like the last to the party all the time and everything.
Yeah, it's annoying. Right? Yeah. And it's like, yo, we live in an information age. We all got these motherfucking phones. We got these iPads and these MacBooks and all this cool shit. And we not learning nothing. Some of us are. But on the whole, we ain't learning nothing. And like I said, we got
one of my homies hit me because I was talking about this shit, and he was like, "No, I think you missing the mark a little bit because it's like, yo, who is it to say that he's a part of American history that should have been learned about?" And I'm like, it's not saying that it should or shouldn't have. It's just one of those things where it's like, we all know who Charles Manson is. We all know who Ted Bundy is. We all know who Joel Rifkin is. We all know who Timothy McVeigh is. We all know who Osama bin Laden is. Like,
you know who the Iceman is.
You take Kaczynski and the Unabomber, and you know these things just because it went on. It's a part of like life. It happened. You know what I'm saying? We all know about the Columbine shooters. You know what I mean? So it's not that it should. It's some shit you should, but it's like, my thing be more so, how don't you? Because this shit kind of like, it superseded everything that was going on in the moment.
Yes. For years.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, y'all don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is?
Yeah, because it's like, this has been like highly documented, like always. The same way y'all know about Rich and Alpo. Right. I just personally
think them niggas had an 8-month run, and y'all know every detail about what Rich and Alpo did.
So
technically, Wayne Perry a serial killer. It's like, what the
real talk?
If you want to be,
y'all, some of y'all uncles and fathers is serial killers. Yeah. They just ain't eating their victims. Yeah. But they purging their community like at will. We know this. But it's like when it's black people looking at black people, like I said last week, it's this dirty little secret. It's like, no, I'm talking about that. Putting that down to the side. Little Junebug shot 4 people, but y'all don't know what happened. Nigga stepped on his one.
I ain't gonna hold you. I personally, like, when they told his dad, like, you know, we found some pretty horrific things in your son's apartment and this and the third. And the dad, like, knew, because it's like, shit, I started him on this shit. I found that fucking possum. I should have just got rid of. And that's another joint where it's like, if y'all find a dead possum and your way of bonding with your son is like, we gonna dissect it, yeah, like,
you're missing a mark.
Let me tell you, I remember coming home. This was when I was like 19. I was like 19, 20. My dad was in the house. This was right before my dad bought the crib in Delaware, so we were still living on Buell's Ave. I came home and it was a big ass possum on the top step. Like this, it was like a king possum. Like, the nigga was huge. And we had one of those cribs where 7716 Buick, where it was like 3 steps and then you at the front door. So it's no, like, we ain't had no porch or nothing. So the possum was just on the top step. So I called my dad. I ain't know what the fuck else to do. I called him. He in the bed. It's like 12 at night. And I'm like, he like, hello? I'm like, yo, there's a gigantic possum on the top step out front. He was like, so why are you calling me? I'm like, I got nothing. I didn't know what else to do.
I ran out of resources.
I didn't know what else to do. He was like, so what do you want me to do? I'm like, I'd have come downstairs, nigga. Come figure this out
Help
with
me.
So he come down, he opened the front door. He's looking down at it from the inside. And he on the phone with me. I'm standing in the street. He like, yeah, I've never seen a possum this big. I'm like, yo, that's the biggest possum I've ever seen. So he like, try to do something. I'm like, open the door and try to hit him with the door. He's like, I'm not opening this door. And that thing come in here. So I start throwing like rocks at it. Yeah. The shit wouldn't move. My dad was like, just go around the side and come in the back door. And we had one of those joints where it's like a driveway in a dark alley. I'm like, I'm not walking down. This might be a setup. I'm not walking down there. It's an even bigger king possum waiting for me down there. I'm like, I ain't doing it. So my dad like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm like, I'm about to just go to the DoubleTree. And like,
yeah, it's a wrap. That's his house tonight.
The Sheridan Suite. In fact, it wasn't even a DoubleTree. I'm about to take you back. You know Sheridan Suites where the Aloft is? Yeah. It's a Sheridan Suites now. Before it was Sheridan Suites, it was a DoubleTree. Before it was a DoubleTree, you know what it was?
4 points?
No, that shit was an Omni.
Oh, shit.
I said, man, I'm about to go to that motherfucking Omni.
Yeah, this is his house.
Yeah, I get in the car, I leave because I'm about to go get a room. My dad on the phone like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I can't get in the house. What do you want me to do? I'm about to drive down to go get it to the hotel. He called me like when I got to like 84th Street, was like, hey, the thing moved. It's off the step. I'm like, you sure? He's like, I'm positive. It got off and like went off into the bushes.
So that nigga ain't hiding.
So I came back to the block. Yo, what I tell you, I told my dad, I'm like, I need you to swing the door open. I'm gonna just go for it.
just dive in.
My pop swung that door open, nigga. I'm talking about I dove in the car. We both scared to death of this fucking possum. So it's like, yeah, the fact that you found a dead one and you and your dad bonded over dissecting it is just
y'all both some fuckheads.
Y'all both crazy as shit. And that to me is what is highlighted in this show, where it shows so many people along the way contributed to this. Now, I will say this. I saw a video the other day was a TikTok where a young girl was like, is it something wrong with me that I feel compassion for Jeffrey Dahmer in this situation? And then the video switched and it's this guy going off like, this is the problem with shows like this because it humanizes these monsters and it makes you feel this. And I felt what he was saying. Yeah. And the reality of it is, I personally don't think anybody is just like monster by themselves. Does that make any sense? Yeah. R. Kelly is a monster. He's not a monster alone. Yeah, no, there are a lot of people.
30, 40, 50 people that was complicit in this situation.
There are a lot of people along, like Mussolini, Hitler, Idi Amin. It's a lot of people along that joint who helped and build these people into being the monsters that they are. Yeah. And I personally think, what did I say on a Patreon the other day? The difference between humans and animals is compassion. Yeah. That's the only difference. Because at the end of the day, we're mammals. We breathe in air. We drink water. We eat fucking meat to survive. People have gone into the vegan shit now. I don't want to start no nonsense with y'all, whatever. But we're mammals at the end of the day. What separates us as humans from animals is compassion. You know how I know? If you kill Dan right now as an animal, you now take over the jungle, essentially. You're going to get killed by another animal who wants to take over the reins. With us as humans, if you kill Dan and then walk into a courtroom and say, I take full responsibility for killing Dan, they're going to say, okay, since you pled guilty and fessed up and took responsibility, life in prison. They're not going to give you capital punishment because we're not animals. Yeah. So it's like, and even when you look at Jeffrey Dahmer's situation, he confessed to 16 murders. They gave him life in prison. They didn't even give him the needle. You understand what I'm, because it's like, yo, you confessed and that's the way the law works. Now, of course, he died in prison because he got killed by the guy in prison. But at the end of the day, the court system had compassion on him. So I can understand why someone could watch this shit and see a high school kid who was weird and out there and really didn't have nothing to like be an outlet. And then through his mother, through his father, through everything around him, he got deeper and deeper. He even said it on the show where it's like, it just became a because I could type thing. You know, and even Michael Beach character, the detective. Yeah. Michael Beach sitting up there. Who do Michael Beach look like? Pastor Girl. I was cracking up to myself about that. But it's like, yeah, Michael Beach character is like, no, you did this because you was targeting blacks and that's why you was in that neighborhood. And he's like, no, I was in that neighborhood because I'm poor. Yeah, like, I'm poor as shit. Like,
apartments is $280 a month.
Yeah, like, $280 a month. So it's just like, yeah. And then like the whole police situation. Because let's say the cops dead ass get him with that situation with the boy. None of them other Jones even happened. Exactly. So it's like, yeah, it's like, was he a monster? Yes, 100%. But there were a lot of people complicit in the monster activities that went on. And that, for me, is the biggest John from this show. Where it's like, damn, the police be having all the shit right there. Mm-hmm. And just because no one wants to do real work. And then once you factor in the gay side of it from the late 70s and the early 80s, the cop straight said, now I got to go take a shower. Yeah. I've been here touching these motherfuckers.
It's straight laissez-faire at that point.
I don't think people really remember how like that shit went for the gay side of things back in the day. When Magic Johnson first came out and said he had HIV, they legit thought it was like some gay stuff going on because that was the way you get it. That was the way people was acting. There were basketball players I don't want to misquote or misput, but I want to say Karl Malone was like, he didn't want to play with him.
Yeah, he ain't want to. That's
Isaiah Thomas said some crazy shit too.
Yeah, one of them was like, I don't want to get no AIDS sweat on me. Like, that's a real, so it's like, yeah, once them cops showed up, it's like, oh, y'all gay, y'all on your own.
He said it's his boyfriend. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do.
I want none of that juice. I don't
want it. Now I gotta go get some Brillo. You know, like, that's the way they was acting. The cops straight said that shit, like, now I gotta go take a shower.
I gotta get the lava soap from fucking AutoZone. Like, I don't have time for this.
All in all, though, I think it's a very good series. Very entertaining. It definitely is a, you know, did you watch the Tony episode yet?
No, not yet.
That's episode 7. That John is like,
it's a tough watch.
And I knew Tony Hughes, again, I knew it. But just seeing it acted out and seeing, you know, they got Kanisha from Lean On Me as his mother. Mr. Clark, come quick. Some guy's beating up Kid Ray. They got her as the mother. And, you know, he was deaf. So it shows him just trying to manifest, you know, being a black man, being deaf, and just trying to make it where he wanted to model and he wanted to move to New York and getting all of these things done. And he just by chance met Jeffrey Dahmer and shit. They actually like began like a relationship. And that's more so what I be saying with like the Boosie and all these different people was like, he was preying on black. He was like, that was like his boyfriend.
Yeah. And
he just triggered, the bull left the apartment and he was gone. And he came back to get his keys and he just like, he didn't want him to leave him. Yeah. And he, you know, hit him with a hammer, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, took him out. And it's just like, yeah, he was nuts. He was just fucking mentally deranged because, you know, whatever the fuck, abandonment issues or whatever he never really worked through. But it's just like the Tony Hughes joint, it's a tough watch because it's just like, it's hard enough being black and deaf. And for you to just have to go out like that when all you was trying to do was just like make it.
Yeah, trying to turn yourself into something.
You know what I'm saying? And then the like I said, like you said, the acting is powerful. I ain't even get to the episode yet with the sister. I don't know if you ever seen that joint, but the sister snapped on the real Jeffrey Dahmer in court. Yeah. They're reenacting that in the joint. So they found the real sister, and she like, I'm not watching it. You know, I lived it. Like, I don't want to rewatch whatever. And even the girl who's imitating her is just like, damn, like she caught every little bit. It's just, the acting is really, really phenomenal. And I'm not going to hold you. I think some Emmys is going to be thrown around for that John B. Just the impact that it's having on day-to-day culture where it's got everybody talking. The best tweet I seen this week was, it's a lot of niggas talking about what they would have did at Jeffrey Dahmer house. I didn't even know y'all was gay. Right. Like, why was y'all in the crib? And why would y'all be in the crib in the first place?
John Boy's like, niggas talking about, Dahmer wouldn't have got me with no poison. I'm a real geek. He was like, well, I didn't know you was gay.
Yeah. I think Lil was like, Dahmer would have had a field day in Philly. All he needed was a section, you know? Everybody coming to fuck. But yeah, all in all, the show is pretty good, but it's definitely deep, and it's definitely a tough watch if you're not ready for it, you know what I mean? But it was good. We got 2 other topics. Which one do you want to handle? You got the EBT Awards, and then you got divorce in the air.
I want to talk about this divorce. It's
getting spooky.
In the last 2 weeks, it's like, you know, we said it a while ago that nobody was safe. And now it's really, really pronounced and really, really highlighted. Yeah. And we had a conversation yesterday about it, me, you, and Rod, like just on a man level of just like, I don't know what to do. Like,
I'll be honest with y'all, and I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Like, me and Lee are putting in our paperwork and doing that. We got the interview at the end of this month and everything. And I feel like it's the right decision. I do, honestly. Like, she's my best friend. Like, I have no problem with saying that. But it's just like, what about when, like, she 46 and meet, like, a in shape? Because I don't know if I'm being shape at 54. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just when I see people getting divorced at 18 years, 22 years, 4 kids, and it's just like, what the hell happened? And it makes me think about it where it's like, yo, the same way you fall out of love with a sneaker. You remember when you had this sneaker that was like your grail sneaker, and then you get it, like, perfect example, me and Jules had this conversation, the Fragment ones. Fragment ones in a 15, about 4,500. Yeah. He was like so hype about the Fragment ones. Got them. Never wore them. Right. He sold them recently for a profit. You see, like, you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to diminish a relationship with the opposite sex or with the same sex, whatever you're into. I don't want to diminish a relationship, a sexual relationship, down to a pair of sneakers, but I think it works the same way. That road is parallel, where What if I just start liking something else or become into a new religion or a new space? Drake said it, 4,000 square feet just isn't as spacious. But you remember when the 4,000 square foot home was a dream. And people change, people grow, people go in different directions. And it's like, who's to say 15 years down the line, it's not that. Yeah. 22. So I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and I'm just like, yo, marriage needs to be like a driver's license where you have to get it renewed every 4 years. Yeah. Where when after the 4 years, like, yo, this joint was cool, but, we can dissolve this and, whatever. I ain't even driving trucks no more, so I don't even need to pay the 84 for the CDL. Like, it's like that because back in the day, like, and I had this talk with my father, I had to talk with my grandfather before he passed away. There just weren't options. It wasn't.
If you grew up in middle America, say you lived in in Clayton, Missouri or something like that, you were limited to the people that were in your immediate community and maybe a 10-mile radius outside of that. Because as black people specifically, you could only go a certain number of places.
I wrote a whole comedy bit about how when I took my grandfather out to lunch and he was like, we wasn't always allowed to do this. And I'm like, lunch? And it's just like, for him being 90 years old, at one point, lunch was like a new thing. Yeah. Like going to lunch. Because you just couldn't go to get lunch at certain places.
You go to the motherfucking general store, you can go to church.
And I'd be like, you know how we be like, I'm about to take a little bitch to lunch. Like for them, it was like, I'm about to take a little bitch to church. Because there wasn't many places to go. Like,
you couldn't go to so
many places. That's a real, you know how we created nigga brunch in our time, nigga brunch for us was like regular lunch for them back in the day. Like you just weren't allowed to do all these different things. So now you just have to think about it. You got Bumble and Tinder. You got unlimited people in your palm of your hand.
In the world, too.
All day. The world we live in. You got LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all this shit. You got going outside. Think about it. Back in the day, you had the chitlin circuit. You couldn't just haul off and go do shows at Punchline or go do shows at the Knitting Factory or go do shows at the cinema.
You gotta go to motherfucking Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You gotta go to Chucalissa, Mississippi.
You just weren't around in the manner in which you are today. So you just have the world is at your fingertips. So you're constantly meeting people and seeing people, and you're constantly exposed to new things. Me and you talk all the time how the 1% lifestyle has become the lifestyle.
The lifestyle. It's the standard.
It's the standard now. So if you're not even on that or in that already, you cutting yourself off.
You at a disadvantage.
I had a female friend recently. She just flat out told me, she was like, literally a lot of people have noticed it just how different you kind of you got an energy now that's like, I'm him. And I'm like, well, I always felt like I was him. Y'all bitches just didn't.
Y'all late to the party.
Y'all late. You know what I'm saying? But it's that shit where it's like, you have so many people talking to you and speaking, and eventually somebody gonna say something that had you like, wait, what? I said it at the live show. Like the fact that women can open a DM and it be a nigga in there like, yeah, let me eat that pussy and buy you a motorcycle, and you just leave him on red, it's crazy. Yeah. Cause if I open my DM and it's a bitch like, yo, let me suck your dick and buy you a motorcycle, what motorcycle? What kind of motorcycle you talking about?
BMW or Ducati? What you talking about here?
What you talking about?
What's that? 1100?
Yeah. I don't want no little jicks in there. Seriously. So it's because of that. I just look at all these divorces and all of these relationships that are falling apart. And I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I'll be honest. I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. COVID forced a lot of us to I'll be honest. Me and Lee had a split during that little situation because what happened was we couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't go to no restaurants. We couldn't go to no day parties. We couldn't go to no amusement parks.
All you got is your thoughts and the company of your partner.
And now you just in the crib with the motherfucker. And I watched a lot of relationships fall apart during that shit where it's just like, damn, you here again? Right. God,
you still live here.
You in this joint, huh? And it forced us to, and that's the reason why I personally think a lot of people went through depression over the last couple years because you had to deal with your actual life. Your actual every day.
If your life was mediocre, you had a mediocre ass life every day. You had very limited options.
No way to escape. You know what I mean?
You had no escape. You had television. You had television and the internet.
Yeah,
and that was it. You know what I mean? And
and not to cut you off, but it made us better because it forced us to work on certain things and really, really work through certain issues that we might have just kind of brushed off or left to the side. So it made me better. It made her better. It made our overall just better.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that shit is going to be what it is down the line. And I look at situations where like staples, like Tom Brady and Giselle, just like I look at it and I'm like, not trying to be funny. And this is just me on the outside. Who the fuck is Tom Brady supposed to be with now? Right. Or and vice versa. Who is Giselle like? You know, Baker Mayfield is 1-4. You know what I'm saying, Ray? Like who are you supposed to be with after that?
Yeah, after the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things, and it's like, yo, it's like, it's situations like this where you see like just this volume amount of like celebrity divorce and all that shit that just kind of highlights the fact that like my grandfather is one of the greatest people I know. Just for the simple fact that he ain't perfect by a long stretch. Fathered 20-something children. Most of them he ain't had the best relationship with or whatever. But if it's one thing this man understood far and away was human nature and the nature of women. And from the time I was 14 years old, he has ingrained in me the fact of, one, you never really know a woman. And two, you have to respect the woman's right to change her mind. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, like, they'll just wake up and just... It's just over for whatever reason or for no reason. Kanye had it once had a lyric one of his records. How she gonna wake up and don't love me no more? I thought I was the asshole. I guess it's rubbing off. Like, and there's a certain amount. There be time factors. There be ambition factors. You know, sometimes it's another guy. Sometimes it ain't. But sometimes a woman will just wake up and be like, "Yeah, this ain't it no more." And men are not like that. And it's like, and the statistics show us, the statistics and the trends show us that it's women that leave their men. It's not the men. Out of the 55% of marriages that end in divorce in the United States of America, 70 to 80% are initiated by women.
And I think it gets even higher when
a woman is college educated, they say it goes to 90%. Because innately, women are subscribed to various forms of hypergamy, which shows them and exposes them to different lifestyle cues, you know, different men, different experiences. And it's like, yo, once you stop providing certain experiences and excitement and mysteriousness and all of that to your woman, you lost her. It's over. And it's the same thing for motherfucking Tom Brady. It's the same thing for the nigga that work at Scepter, the nigga that work at Walmart. Like, once you stop being exciting and mysterious and a superhero to your woman, she's looking for somebody else to fill the void of that excitement. I heard this story. I was watching on one of these podcasters that I watch on YouTube or whatever, and he was talking about the fact that, like, it was a woman's trip that all married women, like a group of married women, like 6 of them went on. And out of the 6, only 1 of them wasn't on some bullshit. Every single other woman that was on the trip from the time they left their home city was looking for dick to suck. All married women, to the point where it was like the one that wasn't on that, they straight told her, listen, if you don't suck some dick on this trip or get hit or whatever, we gonna blackmail you and tell your husband that you was cheating. Because we all on bullshit. So you either gonna be with us or you gonna be, it's like a Fight Club moment. Like, either you in or you gonna be all the way out. We gonna fuck your shit up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just one of them things where it's like, yo, it don't even, this is not me excoriating women because I don't even think they bad for it. It's just part of their fucking nature. Like, they sometimes they just be like, yeah, it's over. And sometimes it's legitimate. But those are extreme cases, like the abuse or just, you know, ridiculous amounts of cheating and blah, blah, blah. Because, again, the trends and the statistics show us that women cheat just as much as men do. Mm-hmm. If not more now in the modern day because they have more options. They have more at their disposal. You have regular, everyday women that got blue check basketball players, rappers, entertainers, sheiks of Dubai, all types of shit in their DM that they have access to. A woman could be in fucking in Columbia, Maryland today and wake up in Columbia with a millionaire tomorrow.
Right. Getting shitted on.
Didn't even know that was going to happen. You got to take all work for a week. Didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as the wealth disparity continues to grow between not just rich and poor, but the marginalization of like the middle class and the highlighting of the 1% lifestyle as the new standard of living, men don't stand a chance. Because what's going to happen is right now it's estimated that somewhere between 10 to 30% of men are having sex with roughly 80% of women. as those 10 to 30% continue to get richer and richer and richer and richer and richer, it's going to make it that much harder because the average woman, and y'all going to be mad at me, I don't care, the average woman, not a smart, astute woman that's serious and understands values and family and all that, but the average woman would rather be a rich man's whore than an average man's queen. That just is what it is. Because you know why? The perks and the experiences are way fucking better. So it's like, as men, this is why the manosphere and shit like that came to prominence and came to exist, because it's teaching men, you gotta be the best version of yourself or you cannot compete. You will get marginalized out of the dating market, out of sexual market, and you will not be able to find a girlfriend, let alone a wife. Because these women understand that they have options. They making their own money now. I don't need you. I don't need you in order to fucking create a two income household or whatever. If I'm already making 90 to 130 on my own, I don't need you. Mm-hmm. I'm driving a car that I like. I'm living where I want to live. I'm a woman, so I start a business. I get fucking minority status for being a business owner. If I'm a black woman, I get double minority status. I get grants for my businesses. It's fucking women empowerment summits. It's all these resources that are out there that don't necessarily exist for men. So part of the societal overcorrection is that men have been completely marginalized to the point where we're not even allowed to hold a woman accountable for being a part of an affair. Yeah. Malika Andrews went on ESPN for a week straight and excoriated every single male on-air personality that tried to hold the women accountable that cheated on their husbands in the midst of this Ime Udoka shit. Right. That's where we are in society. So I say all that to say, if you are a man, you better fucking get in the gym. You better fucking be on your motherfucking paper. You better start your motherfucking business. You better pick up every overtime you can, because if not, you will lose your woman. Or you will not be able to have access to women, period. Because the chasm is going to continue to grow larger and larger and larger to the point where it's a cliff. And you know what happens on a motherfucking cliff? People fall off a cliff.
Yeah, that was wonderful. It's real. It's honestly real. When I sit and look and just think about some of the situations I've seen and some of the Jones I know where it's just like, wait, don't she deal with so-and-so? Why is she? And just, it don't even make logical sense.
Nigga got a Rafe outside.
Yeah.
That's why.
No, I mean like fucking with a nigga with the Rafe, but she's still running around with so-and-so and doing this and the thing. It's just like, huh? Like, it's
just in the last week and a half, TB12 and Giselle, Tia Mowry and Corey Hardrick, which they have businesses together and film production companies and all this old shit. 14 years together. They're toast. Miguel and his wife, Nazani Mandy, they're toast. Fucking Mackenzie Scott and the teacher boy. Mackenzie Scott, for those that don't know, that's Jeff Bezos' original wife.
Yeah, she's already divorced again.
A second time in 3 years. Yeah. So she married you. So basically what you're telling me is this, right? The richest man in the world can't fulfill you. Right. So you say, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I got all this bread. I got $26 billion. I'm minority owner of the Washington Wizards and all this cool shit and all this stuff. Thanks, Jeff. You know what I'm saying? You set me up for life. I'm good. I'm going to go marry a regular guy, an everyday man, a jag, just a guy. Mm-hmm. He understands my emotions and this, and this. They were married for 1 year. I hate this nigga. Yeah. Get him the fuck out of here. So basically, the richest man in the world can't fulfill you, and neither can the fucking science teacher can't fulfill you neither. Yeah. So where does her happiness lie? It obviously is not within a partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, where do you go? Like, if as Giselle, like, who you gonna marry next? Ronaldo? like who? Like fucking Lionel Messi? Like, who do you like? You know what I'm saying? You can't marry another football player. Like, your husband's the greatest to ever do this shit. So it's like, so what's next?
My second y'all weird is AB.
Oh my God.
With his nonsense. Like, posting Giselle the other day was just like so uncalled for, yo. And it's just, I get it. You're nuts. And again, this is black people like not really taking accountability of other black people because we like the whole, you know, the throw that shit on. Like, that's fun and all that shit. But it's just like, being a clown is being a clown.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
And life teaches us the number 2 morals of life are you don't mess with a man's money or his family.
Dog. Dog.
And you doing both.
I say
because you fucking with my image.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that, like, regardless of whatever she's saying right now, and she want divorce, this, all that's cool. She's still my wife until she not.
Right.
She's the mother of my children forever.
Right.
You don't get to play with that.
No.
Motherfucking snipers will come see your ass. About hitmen will come see you behind that.
You don't play with a man's wife, his children, or his mother. It's just certain things you just like, why, yo? And I seen AB this week, and I'm just like, nobody around him is like got enough balls to be like, yo, you fucking tweaking now, dog. Like, you tripping. Like, at the end of the day,
Nobody's around him, though.
I mean,
that's the problem.
Tom Brady brought your ass in when nobody was trying to bring you in.
Literally moved you in his house.
Yeah. Like, got you another Super Bowl ring.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, like, here go the crazy part. For all of AB's nonsense, leaving Pittsburgh and all of that shit, if you go to the Bucks and just do it right, you might have still gotten into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You might have. If you would have been able to clean that shit up.
He
and
had a
that
6-year run where he was the greatest receiver of all time.
He was the best. He was just flat out the best in the game. I don't know if it was all time because I still think Randy and JR, but AB was knocking on T.O.'s door.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And you kind of just like, you fucked it all up. And then Tom takes the life preserver and throws it out there. And it's just like, yo, I'm the GOAT, period. Yeah. So what I say kind of just goes. Like, Bruce Arians didn't even want you. Yeah. Bruce Arians was legit like, I'm ready to get rid of Tom behind this shit. Right. But I can't do that because it's Tom Brady. Let that have been motherfucking Bernie Kosar or something. Your ass wouldn't have got the fucking in. But it's like Tom bring you in and then you flip on like that type shit. It's just like, AB's definitely a y'all weird. Like, you was a weird ass nigga, man. Like, we gotta stop. The shit with us in our culture is like, if it's some lit shit going on, we don't care what the fuck is popping off behind the scenes. Cause we having a ball, we turning up. And it's like, we gotta stop that for what's really going on in real life. Like, in real life, you fucking your legacy up every day more and more and more. Like Kanye, you're fucking it up more and more and more. People are gonna forget about College Dropout. They're going to forget about Yeezus. They're going to forget about graduation eventually because you're doing so much dumbass shit.
Unprompted, too.
Unprompted dumbass shit that we didn't ask for.
It's like, who can I piss off today?
You know what I mean? But yeah, when I look at this divorce shit, it really does, it does make you think about it where you just like, is marriage even possible in the modern day? And then going even further where you're talking about Gen Y and Gen Z. You remember when we was young remember that polygamy shit where it was like when you heard the word, it was like cringeworthy?
Yeah, it was taboo. You didn't even talk about that shit.
Now, there are people that are full on, have like poly relationships on Instagram. Like, yeah,
out in the public.
This is my husband and my boyfriend, y'all. We taking pictures together. Like, it's just the norm.
There was a guy on Fresh and Fit recently that was like, he's like some dating coach or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I got 2 girlfriends, whatever. And this 2 girlfriends was there, this and this. And he's like, you know, they have the option to sleep with whoever they want, but I just trust that they won't. And I'm just like, little baby face, like, what?
When I tell you, I laugh every time you post that shit. That face is fucking great, man. Like, think about it. Think about how crazy this was. Poly and being not being a one-woman man and all this. Remember Sheila? What was it called? Barbara? Was it Sheila?
Yeah.
Barbara called it like remember that back in the day and all of that shit. Think about what has become the norm. Think about the hashtag Live Like Lou Will. Yeah. Lou Will don't score but 12 points. Ain't nobody trying to live like Lou Will only on the strength of 2 girlfriends. That's it. That's what gets you a Live Like Lou Will hashtag. So that's where we've gotten to in society where it's like, I want to. You think about the joint you always see. Yeah, you need to find 2-3 bitches you love and settle down. So it's like, is being in a faithful one-person marriage even possible going forward?
It don't look like it. I'm not saying that that's the case or that that's the norm for everybody, but it's leaning towards it doesn't look that way anymore. Like, and as society changes more and more, and women become more celebrated and more accomplished and have more options and have more access, it's just kind of like, I got a rotation. Nigga, you got a rotation. I got one too. Nigga, you Tuesday.
I keep it a buck with you. One of my homies, he was telling me like his wife was like, yo, we should go to one of them swinger clubs and see how that shit is. And he just like, fuck you want to go there for? What they got some good salmon or something? Like, what they got, buffet or something? Like, what the fuck you want to go there for?
Got the little cheesecake cups.
Yeah.
Like, what they got?
The banana pudding cups or something. Like, what the fuck? And it's just like, that's the joint where it's like, yo, like, I'm, you know, like, kind of want some other dick, but I don't, you know, I respect you.
I'm trying to ease into it. Again, this is why my grandfather is the greatest human that ever lived. One of his ex-wives came to him and was like, yeah, you know, you out here, you doing this.
One of his ex-wives.
Yeah, one of his ex. He's been married multiple times. Right. One of his ex-wives, you know, that he had children with, come to him and say, hey, you know, you out here, you think you do whatever you want to do and this and this and this. What if I wanted your best friend to come over here and do something? He said, you want to get party? Oh, you want to party? Okay, come on. He called his best friend over. Hey, so. She said she want to party. You know, come on down. And partied his wife with his best friend and divorced her ass. Because you can do what you want, but your actions have consequences. Right. So it's like in the end, was it worth it? Yeah. Maybe or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? She done since moved on, got a new husband that love her and this, and this. But in that moment, it's like, yo, we can't let our carnal urges disrupt our household. Yeah. Because there was a time when family and legacy was more important to black people than who can I stick dick in or who can take me on the best shopping spree or whatever. Like, it meant more than that. Mm-hmm. And we just continue to just, as a people, and it ain't just black people, but just people, period, to stray further from, like, being about family and, like, figuring out what we need to do for the greater good of the family, like, and the legacy.
You ever see when people post them stupid ass memes to be like, if you ain't in love with me on the second day, is this really gonna work? And it just be like, that kind of be the problem with us as like a people. It's like
we're looking for instant gratification.
We're looking for it. Like you remember back in the day when there was like a waiting period, like meeting a girl where it was like, you know, people have one night stands and shit like that. But you remember like meeting a chick and you might not fuck her for like the first month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months. You remember Think Like a Man with Steve Harvey was the whole 90-day rule. Yeah. Like there was a whole like time period of like waiting and getting to know someone.
First base, second base.
Yeah, first base, second base, all that
courtship.
Shit.
Remember that?
So now what happens is a man take a bitch out for a motherfucking cognac. You know what I mean? He take the bitch to the momo.
Get 2-3 cognac.
Yeah, get the cognac. Take out
lick
to the
lining out of cock.
Fuck the lining, lick the lining out of cock. Don't get a bitch a dime. You know. Like, that shit real. So it's like, yo, where you had people who actually got to know each other. Like, I've seen situations where a nigga might hit a chick, knock the bottom out the shit, then they together. And it's like, yo, you know the relationship need to be based off of more than just like 8 minutes of sex.
Right.
Because what...
Like, well, I ate the ass too, so add 3 more minutes for that. So it's 11.
What happened when he got a steamed broccoli and he don't know how to put water in the you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we have these relationships that are built off of nothing.
Yeah, what happened when you find out he was driving his man car and he ain't got one, or he in between couches right now?
You see what I'm saying? Like you got people who are building relationships primarily off of sex and what the person look like. Mm-hmm. That's it.
And that ain't no solid foundation. And if your foundation ain't solid, your shit is bound to crumble.
Fuck no. So you got relationships that are built on nothing. And you know, when people realize it in 6 months, it'd be like, oh, well, shit, I don't even really like this motherfucker, so I'm over here with it. Mm-hmm. That's where we've gotten to. Yeah. You got people who legit go out on a date with a chick, and if he don't fuck at the end of the date, he's like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, because the last 9 dates I've been on was fucking time.
You know what I'm saying? What, you not feeling me?
I ran the same program.
Took it to the same place.
Bruh. And to this point, spooky hours, right? To this point, right? The average, again, not the top, not the bottom, the average. Man or woman both only have one gear.
One gear.
Women got a set, select amount of game that they can run on a nigga, and if it work, great. If it don't work, he is a fuck nigga. Yeah. I hate this pussy.
Fuck nigga freak, all that shit. Yeah,
then it turns into a Glorilla concert. Yeah. With niggas, it's like, yo, I'm gonna take her here, I'm gonna take her here, take her here, all in the same night. If that don't work, if that don't get the pussy, I might have to rape this bitch. Like niggas, they don't be having another gear. Like no interpersonal communication, no skills, no way to sell theyself, no way to create
what's crazy
to close distance or to break the. It's just like, yeah, I was respectful for 3 hours. That's my limit.
Yeah,
dick out.
Yeah. You ever like have conversations with women, they tell you like, yeah, you know, I met this guy, whatever. He was way too aggressive. And it'd be like, yeah, because motherfuckers really only got one gear. Like I done liked a couple of your pics, picked you up on time, took you out, go get you some General Toast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like, yo.
God forbid I take you to Alp and get you some bone marrow toast.
You know what I'm saying? Like at this point,
he like,
Casamigos.
yeah, he like,
That's $36.
Look, he like, look under the table. That's me. That's all me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no GMO. That's all me. You see that, right? Yeah.
The horny down button. The horny down button is non-existent.
No, it don't exist no more.
And you would think in a world where motherfuckers are getting canceled for way less that niggas would turn their horny down. Nope. They turned it up. Yeah. They don't. I work at Walmart. I can't get canceled.
Niggas is like I was telling my homie the other day. I'm like, yo, niggas is out here like the first Nintendo. Remember the first Nintendo didn't have a pause. Right. You had to just turn it off. Yeah. Like that was it. Like that shit is just where we are. So it's just all a big ass mess. And in that, people are trying to find love. Like you got people who are like, no bullshit. People are on Tinder and Bumble trying to find love. I am telling you, you are not going.
It is not on there.
No, the fuck it isn't.
Somebody just put me on the other day.
Let me just say this real quick. Love is not advertised.
No.
It is not some shit that we could just
love
manifest.
is not big business.
No.
Love does not have Series B funding.
No. The owner, the founder of Bumble, she's worth $1.5 billion. She's a
B-boy. She's a woman.
$1.5 billion. She is worth $1.5 billion off of y'all getting hit.
Yeah.
That's it. Ain't much love coming from a motherfucker who swiped left, because when he swiped left or she swiped left, it wasn't because it was like, man, I bet she really can make some good cauliflower rice.
Yeah, it's like them titties is titty.
Them titties look amazing on
I want to suck them.
She 3 miles away. Titties all in my area code.
Somebody put me on the other day. There's an influencer only dating app.
Wow. I know that's some hoe shit going on.
No,
all the 50K follower bitches is on there.
Oh, wow.
There's sugar baby sites.
I know that.
Yeah.
There's niggas, the fresh and fit niggas, this is how tripped out they are on trying to hack the dating algorithm. These niggas are on sugar sites trying to get free pussy. Like, I'm going to just put the craziest shit ever in my bio, and then when she respond and blah, 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 I'm going to take her on a cool date, like a yacht date or something like that, but I ain't giving the bitch nothing. And it's like, she's on here looking for a sugar daddy, yeah. Well, I'm the fox in the hen house. You know what I'm saying? I'm disturbing all that shit.
You know it's a joint called Black? Like it's a black-only joint now?
I know it's all type of debauchery on that ass.
Oh, I just found out there's an Instagram comment that's the ultimate horny of all horny. Walk you like a dog. If you put that, so my buddy DMs him, what you mean walk you down like a dog? It's a more respectful way of saying, I'll punch dick all down your back without being disrespectful underneath your photo. I will punch dick all down your back
is crazy.
without being disrespectful
Kevin
underneath your
Gates
photo.
punch dick all in her shit.
Yeah.
Yo.
They got cold word comments.
Oh,
That's the ultimate horny.
I remember going to the bar with my homie. We was sitting there, and the nigga was clearly on like a date with a chick. Like she came and met him. They were sitting next to us, whatever. And he like, you know, talking to her. You could hear him. He's like, yo, you look nice tonight. You know what I'm saying? She's like, thank you. You know, whatever. And he was like, yeah, like I didn't know if you was gonna really pull up. Like, I'm like, I've been sitting there for like 20 minutes. She's like, no, I was late getting out. You know, my daughter, whatever. And he like, oh, you got a daughter? That's cool. You know, whatever. And you could just hear they convo talking or whatever. So maybe like 20 minutes passed, and like they eating their little food, whatever. And she like, so what you trying to get into? Like when you leave here or whatever. He's like, I mean, I figure, you know, we can maybe go get some drinks. You know what I'm saying? She like, well, we at the bar. He's like, yeah, we can slide somewhere else, you know, go to another place, get some drinks, you know, figure, you know, if you want to come back to the crib, we can, you know, powwow over there. She was like, I ain't really trying to come back to your crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just met you or whatever. And he's like, I mean, I can come to your crib.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That was his immediate response. I mean, I can come to your crib. Like,
Or we can end this right now.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm already like $1.80 in. I'm doing the math in my head. I'm already, you know.
And then this nigga said the craziest shit ever. She was like, so did you think we was going to be like, fucking fucking or something on the first date? And he was like, I mean, just the way we was talking in the DM, like I figured, you know, you was down. Like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm trying to put this dick in your spine. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Animals. Niggas got one gear.
One year.
They go from
Horny.
respectful to Kevin Gates horny.
And I added that to my repertoire. I came in the crib and said that. Dick in the spine. That's a nice little one line.
Y'all screenshot the
Yo, Lee was at the joint with her girlfriend. She was like, I'm headed home. I'm like, yeah, you better come on. I'm trying to put this dick in your spine. She said, oh, God. Dick in the spine is a crazy joke.
Punch dick all in your shit.
Punch dick all in that shit. Oh, yeah, that shit is crazy. Before we get the fuck out of here, we got a couple minutes. I want to talk about the EBT Awards last night, the Hip Hop Awards. I've never seen awards so all over the place in my life.
As they do these EBT Hip Hop Awards every year, it becomes more and more pronounced just how like ridiculous rap culture is.
It's nuts.
And we've reached a point in society where it's like spitting a 16 is like how you unite people in the black community now. Like it's like, oh, you just did 60 million in sales, or you just crossed 100 million evaluation. Come spit a rap on the BET Hip Hop Awards. And it's like they not asking Bradley Cooper to come spit a 16 on the Emmys.
Yeah, the like I look at rap like a real skill. You understand?
Well, at least it used to be.
It used to be. And now I think we've gotten to a point where because of situations like this person or that person, I'm not pointing no fingers or saying no names, but people are just rapping to be rapping. You know what I mean? They're just rapping to be rapping. I remember Paul Mooney was like, rappers kind of just get whatever they want. They get to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
50 Cent's the hottest rapper in the world. He's like, I saw 50 Cent in a movie with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is he in a movie with fucking Al Pacino? But it's like, yo, when you think about it, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg are in Training Day.
Yeah.
It's an Oscar award-winning movie. Snoop and Dre are in that joint. You understand what I'm saying? Bones is in that joint. Like, and we've gotten to the point where us, like our essence as people, is getting like so extracted into other things that it like they highlight the silliness in our and just I personally I look at like Bernard Arnault, right? He runs LVMH, like Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy and shit.
And 9,000 other brands.
I couldn't imagine him rapping just on the street, like, cause he's not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It just it was like, yo, what's where are the rappers at?
Yeah, this is how perverse like rap culture is. The biggest profiteers off of rap music in the culture ain't gotta spit a 16 for nobody.
No.
Elliot Grange, who's Sir Lucian Grange's son, he ain't gotta spit a 16. Y'all don't even know what he look like. He's worth $1 billion. His dad is worth like 30 B's. Like, he don't gotta come to no fucking award show and rap for nobody. And I'm watching this shit and I'm just like, yo, we as black people so willing to be tricked and distracted. We think this shit is lit. Meanwhile, I'm like, yo, this is why the well-to-do blacks that want Young Thug and Gunna locked the fuck up want Young Thug and Gunna locked the fuck up, because they don't want their kids aspiring to be a fucking rapper in a fucking minstrel show and an embarrassment on TV doing a modern day shucking job for black entertainment television that's owned by white Viacom and Paramount. This is why.
Yeah, I love seeing the looks and seeing people, but my thing would be like, you know, I ain't gonna hold you. I would have liked to have seen some type of podcasting stage.
Yeah.
Because podcasting is so big and it's so prevalent. I would have loved to seen a stage with $1 Million Worth of Game or Mona or Carisha or Drink Champs or, you know, not The View, Carlisle and them, The Reed.
Oh, The Reed.
Like I would have loved to seen that, or seen, you know, DJ Envy and Angela Yee and Charlemagne, or see like it just, I think we're bigger than like just dropping a verse on some like back alley camera shit. Like, you know, and it's crazy because even when you look at like the BET ciphers, you remember when they first started, it was like prominent.
It was the biggest and best rappers on earth.
Jadakiss, Joe Budden, Kendrick Lamar, like, you know, you remember the whole West Coast joint when Kendrick first started spazzing, he had the low cut, like, it was all these different things that went on. You remember Nicki Minaj with Joe Budden, Jewels, and Jada, you know, the
family joint.
The family joint. You had the fucking Slaughterhouse joint, you know, with Eminem and shit. Like, it was like a real deal joint, and every year it just kind of started getting a little bit more.
Yeah, Primo, like, I'm out.
to the point where like Kevin Hart had one with the Real Husbands of Hollywood, and it's like it was funny, but it's just like, why is this always like our?
Yeah, why when you black, all the marketing and or celebration of you being successful within the black space leads to like some song and dance. Like, oh, niggas need a lawyer, Top Dog rapping. Oh, niggas need insurance, nigga on the insurance commercial on the radio in Atlanta rapping. It's like, this is insulting. Yeah. Because they don't market to white people like this. Yeah. So innately, it's a dog whistle to tell you all you niggas know how to do is fucking sing and dance.
Like Kanye, for all his nut shit, and again, that's what I'm saying. People are gonna forget the real shit you did. Kanye said, even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga in the coupe. And that it gives off that. Whenever like I look at these award shows, and it's fucked up because our award shows should be like just these graceful, prominent. Even the other day, I posted that video that like went a little mini viral with Luther Vandross and Whitney. Everybody was reposting this shit. And you look at it, it's Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Dionne Warwick, and Whitney Houston. And they're singing Dionne's song, that one song of the year, This Is What Friends Are For, at a fucking award show. And it's like everybody got on tuxedos. Everybody looks good. Everybody's shining, smiling.
Everybody took showers.
It isn't like this looming presence of just like, we turned around this motherfucker and
rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting and shit, in the words of fucking Pusha T.
Yeah. So I enjoyed seeing the looks, but for me, I was just like, that's kind of the little baby eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
if my company is worth $250 million, I'm not getting up in front of these motherfucking cameras and rapping for nobody.
Yeah. I'm not a rapper. That's the equivalent of like remember when Kevin Hart won the celebrity basketball MVP, John, 4 years in a row, and it's just like, this don't feel like pandering or like joking on the fact that him being like a little nigga and running around being the little funny ass nigga, and the shit with Monet when she spun off. Like, it's just like, at what point do we like try to have?
We put entertainment. The problem with black culture is this: we put entertainment over everything.
Yeah.
Fuck education. Fuck knowledge. Fuck showing people skills and teaching people how to do shit. We place a premium on entertainment over everything.
Like, if literally they come to me and be like, yo, you gonna rap on the joint, and be like, did y'all just Joe Rogan this shit? Did y'all just Andrew Schultz this shit? Like, why do I have to come up here? Like, this is like kind of nuts.
I mean, if not, we don't got nothing else for you to do. This is it.
Yeah.
And it just sucks to see, like, you know, our leaders of industry be boiled down to 16 bars and fire emojis.
Because I think you're worth more than that. Like, I think you're just greater than that.
Yes.
I think these people are like uber talented and uber successful, and it's so much other shit you could do when it's a moment to be on national television outside of that, when that ain't what you do. You know why I'm not going to rap 16? Because I know it's not going to sound like Pusha T or Drake. Exactly. These niggas know how to do this professionally.
And these niggas ain't coming on here to fucking rap 16 bars in no fucking cipher in a fucking alleyway. Whatever the fuck this sound stage or whatever. Like, they ain't doing it, and they do it professionally, and they ain't doing it.
If I knew I could rap and I knew that shit was going to sound like, you know, she got a thing for Chanel Vintage to drop before she could speak English. Do you love me or love seeking attention? I mean, which one is it? You keep calling me your twin, but twins ain't this different. Mental. Like, if I could rap and I knew it sounded like that, I would rap. Yeah. But when I get up there, it's going to be like, yeah, you know, I parked the bus to do this. It's going to be stupid shit. I know it's not going to make no fucking sense. So it's just crazy to see.
And it's like, who is this for? It's all in the name of trying to create a viral moment.
When I think about leaders of industry and people who are really doing, well. Like, I couldn't imagine Rachel Roy doing this. I couldn't imagine, like I said, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, they're not asking Donatella Versace to come fucking spit a 16 at the fucking Met Gala.
Right.
So don't ask me to come do it at the EBT Hip Hop Awards. Y'all are bugging. What else? What's the other idea? Oh, I mean, that was it.
That's all we got.
That's all we had.
Yeah. Took us 2 days
to come up with that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, the influencer cipher. We came up with that.
Yeah. So now, did you see the actual awards?
No, I'm not watching this shit.
Okay. The biggest hip hop platform went to Drink Champ. I still don't understand how
it was a tie.
It was a tie.
Yeah, how do we tie?
I don't know. Like, and this is the crazy part. As black people, I feel bad having to like say these things and have this viewpoint or this stance, but it's like, I don't think I'm tripping. Like, why the fuck does Drink Champs have a tie with Carisha Please when I think of Drink Champs having, just in the last year, right? In the last year, y'all had Beanie Siegel, tons of viral moments. Y'all had Lil Wayne, tons of viral moments. Floyd Mayweather, tons of viral moments. Game, tons of viral moments. And then y'all had the biggest interview in hip hop in Kanye, which spawned an entire like fucking new fucking universe of Beans being the fuck trotted around all over the fucking place.
Where's Beanie Siegel? We had the Beans Doppler watch because of this goddamn interview.
And I think about Carisha's Joan, where I'm not diminishing her Joan or whatever, but it's just like, you're talking about 5 episodes where
at some point,
the only moment I can really think of that, like, at least for me, that I can like remember was her and Puff, like, we go together real bad.
Is that and then the Kevin Gates shit?
Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, I saw bits and pieces. I didn't watch it, but I saw like.
And here's the thing. Her and Kevin Gates were magical on camera together. I think they should do a whole nother show together. However, 6 interviews, the same way 7 songs of Daytona does not make an album of the year, 6 interviews don't make the best hip hop platform because you ain't even really talking to these motherfuckers about hip hop. Yeah. So a platform in Drink Champs that solely is dedicated to rap stories around the culture and giving people they flowers in real time. Why the fuck do I gotta share my billing with a show that's about relationships, dating, and sucking dick at the 4 Seasons? Like, why do I gotta do that? I shouldn't have to do that.
$1 million worth of Game deserved that award.
They interview 52 rappers, artists, executives a year. Like clockwork, every single week they got an interview out. Some weeks is 2 weeks. If we gonna split the awards, split it between them and Drink Champs. Yeah.
Shit, even verses. And I hate verses. But verses, it's just some of the things is just like and I told you I watched little bits and pieces of it, and I'm just like, why do we all look like this? Like, why is it just everybody has a ton of jewelry on? Everybody, it just all looks the exact same, just all the way across the board. There is no individuality in this shit no more. Everybody has on a Miri, Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and gallery department. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's what they have on. Little Supreme Jones here and there. That's it. It's just what it is. Everybody got the same Cartier because they just, just not my thing, like Push say. Yeah. When they get into the game, first thing you go get is a bust-down Cartier. Eventually, you'll be able to step it up and go get a Sky Dollar. If you really have a good year, you might be able to go get a Brick AP or a fucking Frosted AP. Because all the CEOs, Gotti, Puffy, all these motherfuckers, they all got fucking shiny-ass APs on. Everybody who's right under them got rollies on. All the artists is just starting out got on fucking icy Cartiers. It's the same shit. Over and over.
It's the rapper uniform.
It's uniform. And I was saying it the other day, like listening to this music, and I'm like in the car, and like she's playing like the women rap song, and every song is, yo, nigga bought the Patek, and I put this pussy in his face, and I slit a bitch's throat. And I'm just like, yo, do these hoes have any stories?
Yeah, do they have another gear?
Do anybody like their mama or their dad got any like, did
anybody have a hard time coming up? Is any struggle story?
Yeah, no pain.
It's just all the same exact shit. So when you see it all in a room, it's just like, damn. Like, and you look back to like, look at the 95 Source Awards. Look at how the energy was so different from Bad Boy and Death Row. Then you had the South with Outkast and them coming. Like, it just, everybody had their own individual thing.
Wu-Tang came out.
Wu-Tang, and it just all was just different. And now it's just so, we've created like this, like American Gladiators. Remember the gauntlet? Like, it's like a gauntlet you have to run in order to be urban and black and successful. And that shit for me at times just be like, I'm not going down that gauntlet, man. I'm not. Like, I'm just not.
There's a reason why people like Tyler, the Creator, and Russ and Playboy Cardi and shit like that are kicking everybody else's ass and making mega millions off of rap versus running, because they're not running the rat race.
Dog.
They're taking the time to go out here and be different, be themselves, be individuals, and cultivate real connections to their fucking fan base to where Tyler can go and sell out fucking Madison Square Garden 2 times as a headliner with no opener.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why the leaders of industry are so far above everybody else, because they're not subscribing to the nigger notions and the stereotypes and participating in shit that makes them look crazy to their core audience. They're not doing it.
Yeah, that's real.
And this is the reason why these motherfuckers are getting Grammys and being recognized by these bigger fucking creative houses and Billboard and shit like that, because they're not ascribing to this fucking nigger uniform and this nigger nonsense.
And I low key, I think that's why I became like a Push fan. Cause listening to him rap, where he's like in the Jay-Z joint, like disgusted by the goings-ons of like,
it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting to watch. And it's just like, you know, at that function, it was a lot of bust down Cartiers. So I can understand why Push would be like disgusted at the thought of it. You know how many Trackhawks it probably got throughout that crowd? Like, you know, like seriously. That's why, and then look at Drake. I done packed the garage. None of them shits is a Dodge. Like, we not doing a bunch of SRTs and all this goofy ass shit. Like,
I don't ascribe to y'all rapper uniform. Your nigger aesthetic. I don't ascribe to that.
Yes.
Because there's better things in life. There's much better shit you can spend $120,000 on than a fucking Trackhawk.
Yeah. Real.
There's much better shit you can spend, a much better watches you can spend $15,000-$20,000 on than a bust down Cartier. Yeah. That's worth $4,000 when you go try to trade it back into the jeweler.
It's a $7,000 watch. Yeah.
Yeah, with the Ferrari kit on it. Like, we're gonna take the $7,000 and them Jones was $30,000 during the pandemic. All that shit is over with. Man. And this is why I want to do this conversation with Ash so bad about like the jewelry shit and all of that, because it's like, I know him working at Shine. He's seen crazy finesses, crazy, just ridiculous shit, like of the shit people request, and then when they try, when it all falls down and they coming back trying to get the next thing or get some cash out of it, and they getting 13 cents on a dollar and shit like that. I know he's seen some otherworldly shit.
I remember we were just talking about the Breitlands with 8 rows of bezel.
It's just like
8 rows of bezel on it.
I'm just like, all right. After the third bezel, it's like we're getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, we're
here.
getting carried away over this.
The watch is 44 millimeters to start with. You're wearing a satellite dish on your wrist at this point, guys.
70 millimeter.
I got the 70 millimeter Breitland.
Yo. A 70 millimeter.
Boosie had a motherfucking 36 millimeter Prezi bust down with like a dish network bezel on that motherfucking joint. I'm just like, what is this?
The joint Zero had a couple months ago. Yeah, it was like, this is a straight up 2005 joint. Like, this one of those original TV Johnny joints.
And niggas like, y'all bringing the bust down watches back out. Niggas pulling them Breitlands back, them black diamond Breitlands and all that shit.
Took the band off. It had 19 tennis bracelets just the band.
That was such a weird time to do.
The 150 millimeter.
Remember niggas had the big ass,
the cuff.
Yeah.
All SIs, the whole cuff. Ain't nothing, ain't no twinkle, ain't no twinkle, ain't no twinkle, ain't no bling bling. None of that shit.
I drove 5 racks.
A whole. Remember the joke? Remember the joke when you was a kid, you sing it be like, and it was like wrap around your wrist.
Niggas had them Jones, all cloudy stones.
All SIs is fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, I like
double SIs.
I had
slight inclusions.
The first BET Hip Hop Awards, Jay-Z was at them Jones. Jay wouldn't dare.
This is why Jay and Beyonce don't come to y'all functions.
No, Jay
This is
wouldn't
why.
dare.
The taste level is below sea level. Y'all might as well do this shit in New Orleans. Like,
I used to go every
the shit
year.
is below sea level. Like,
Yeah, I used to go every year. The last one I went to was. Did I come home from jail? No. Matter of fact, 'cause I snuck to Atlanta. I was on fucking. I was out on bail.
BT weekend.
Yeah, BT weekend. 07. The last one I went to. That was lit. That's
G Unit and MMG tried to kill each other at one of these awards. Not coming to that shit.
Yeah, no, and the crazy part is we're the minority.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. Like no one would. Again, it's like the policing amongst us. Like no one had, because it's all in the name of being lit. Like as long as it's lit, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck what image we portraying, who we, whatever. It's just, man, we turned.
Kev had the best quote of all time last night, and he just said it in just. People with over 50,000 followers have no accountability. None whatsoever.
None.
I'm lit and you ain't, and I make the rules.
Yep.
Survival with the littest, nigga.
How many followers he got? Oh yeah, he know.
He figured it out. Like got it to go. I mean, 50,000 people following him.
I watch people just like we have no shame anymore. I literally saw a girl today who has switched up what she's selling 3 different times in the last. Mind, she's not even selling shit. She's just doing classes. Switched up 3 different times in the last fucking 6 months. Like this doesn't. How do you go from being a fucking paralegal to doing fucking notary work to you know what I'm saying?
Selling cake soap.
Yeah, like it just is.
Yeah, you see this shit that got vibes from Cartel light skin? This is it right here. I'm gonna teach you how to apply it.
It just all the way around.
$4.99 a course.
Yeah, all the way around. We gotta raise the
We gotta raise the vibration. We gotta raise the class level. We've forgotten certain basic principles of life. Those who can do, those who can't teach. There's a whole fucking industry of just people, just the blind leading the blind. Motherfuckers teaching other motherfuckers bullshit that they learn from another motherfucker. All of this is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, teaching the shit became the hustle because they can't actually do it.
Selling hope instead of selling dope. Yeah. I don't even have a product to sell you. If I'm some transformative CEO that's doing great work and flipping houses, whatever, I don't have time to do 19 courses a year.
Right.
But once I realized that the courses are more profitable from fan capital than fucking actually going through the process of acquiring something, fixing it up, and selling it, I'm just going to do all courses. I don't even sell houses no more. Like, for what?
Right.
A sucker is born every day. A motherfucker that want to learn some new services under the guise that they going to get rich in 6 months is born every day.
Yep.
Yeah, look at my buddy smoking them. 20 people every month at 2,500. 50 bands.
Y'all are my business. I don't have a business. Y'all are my business.
Take away $100 for the paper fucking certificates from fucking Staples. My flight in my hotel.
Hey, Staples, me again.
Hey, I'm back, baby.
Back, baby. Another round of suckers, customers.
1,100 is expenses. I made $48.9. Plus $48.9.
We gotta do better.
Shout out to the home team, man. Shout out Mona. Like, I love seeing her, like, just being her true Mona-ness. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a superstar, and she deserves that. And it's just...
And that wasn't out of her wheelhouse.
No.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, me and Mona got history. We go back. Like, that's been my dog forever. So I love seeing her get her just due and just everything. Because she is, like she said, she put 100% in every live she dropped. Like, she like, if we keeping it a buck... Like, her lives and the shit that has come from her lives, I can't think of anyone recently, like, as far as women.
Not even close.
I don't even think just hilarious. Like, real shit. Like, it just, she literally, every time, she's created so many, like, viral moments just talking shit.
They turned Why You Being Weird to Me into a song.
Yeah.
They were playing it. They turned it into a Jersey club song. They played it in the clubs.
Yeah.
She lost her page about 3 times.
Yeah.
Get the same
Right back
followers
every
right
time.
Yeah. The Why You Being Weird to Me, Pap Ready, all them Jones. Like, she just got so many Jones. It's just like, what the fuck? Then you see her, and the way they do it over there at Breakbeat is decent. I like the way they do her clips where it's like that rapid fire shit. So Tom and them, they doing a good job over there, and it's just decent to see it. But it's just like, I personally think I could see Mona like hosting a show, like
Absolutely.
daytime show, like the way Rosie O'Donnell had a show, or Ellen has a show, or Queen Latifah had a show. Like I could see that. So it's just like when I sit back and I'm just like, yo,
She's her authentic self in every environment.
absolutely.
The same way Cardi B is her authentic self in every environment, good, bad, or ugly. It resonates with people.
Mona will literally crack a Black and Mild and not have her hair done. And that shit will get just as far as when she glammed the fuck. Because it's just, this is real. It's real black women who subscribe and act just like this. It's not fake. It's not forced. So it's just, I personally like seeing that. But just when I sit and look at the whole overall of the EBT Hip Hop joint, I'm just like, it's sort of how we was at the summit. Where it was just like, yo, this is like some classless, thrown together shit. Like this is
junk.
This is anything. And we as people gotta like, as weird as that girl was, the joint you have for the you weird with the don't accept this on your plate. That's some bullshit. But it do got some validity to it where it's just like we as black people gotta stop accepting everything too.
Yeah, we take whatever they give
We
us.
take whatever.
Oh, it's black? Oh, yeah, let's run it.
Let's do it. We gotta stop.
Anything in the name of blackness. Like, we got to start refusing some shit. We got to start turning down some opportunities. We got to start remembering that all money ain't good money. Every opportunity is not an opportunity. We got to start having some fucking standards for ourselves, some standard operating procedures. We can't just take whatever motherfuckers throw our way. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. No, it don't.
Right.
Sounds terrible. Because they don't even vet the idea. They just sit around in this little think tank and come up with shit and be like, oh, let's see what niggas gonna go for now. We go for anything.
Right.
But then we mad on the internet for weeks about Fat Joe saying nigga. It's like, yo, we got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
I promise.
Exactly.
I promise.
So I got nothing else though. It's been a good 2.5. We got really into it. Like,
Yeah.
This is good. We gotta take some clips out of this, break it down and shit. But I got nothing else about the slide to the Gizane. We got some Patreons.
For sure.
Y'all
Shit
get on
show.
that. We got, like I said, we got some announcements. We got to see what's up with the Mother Jones too. But other than that, man, I got nothing else.
As usual, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. TRP Nation, y'all the best part of what we do, man. There's no us without y'all. We appreciate y'all patronage. We appreciate y'all listening, watching, subscribing, sharing, liking, engaging with the content, everything that y'all do to help make us the best versions of us, because we damn near 6 years into this thing and we're still, improving, still getting better, still peaking. And, we ain't stopping. You know what I mean? Like this is a journey. It's a marathon, and we ain't going nowhere. So with that being said, man, the Rose Podcast Server, we out.
Holla back.
Peace.